Hello there, everyone from ABL. Hope you all are having a great day or had a great morning all the way to this event here in the evening. I am your host once again and caster Mighty Rye, and I am here with Fridge today. So
what's up, dude? How's it going?
Yeah, yesterday, Fridge, I don't know if you were here yesterday or not, but I didn't have a caster, and then I had to get Death Scythe, which is a legendary.
Oh, that's just awkward.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It was awkward, but he did a good job. I like Death Scythe, but
nah, I love Death Scythe. He's my favorite.
We're always ready, everyone. Whenever I'm actively ready. If you guys say ready up, I'm ready. Don't need me to say ready or anything like that. If I'm ready, we're all ready. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't need that readiness or not. I'm actively here, sitting down always. I'm not gonna go anywhere. They're asking me if we were ready. They haven't even started pro draft yet. Like. All right, so
that
Fluffy
must be
Buns.
what they meant, but what about Fluffy?
Oh, I was gonna say hi because he's saying hi. Shout out to Fluffy Buns, and that will be the only shout out for tonight.
Hi, Fluffy. We love you.
But I do want to go into the current ABL Season 4 standings. We do have quite a bit of changes here. Of course, the standings did change. Oh, well, we'll go back to that in a bit. Let's go ahead and just switch back here onto the pro drafts. We'll talk about the standings. We'll talk about player stats in a bit after we go through the pro draft here. Do you have pro draft on, Fridge?
I do.
All right, so
we're actively ready. Remember?
Oh yeah. No, I'm just wondering if you got the link or not, because sometimes
we got it, baby.
Yeah, sometimes they don't send the link. And a Kaiser Vel'Koz, Cynical was a little bit. I mean, they took a bit of time to see what first ban they wanted, but Enigma really wanted the Vel'Koz ban.
Yeah, and Vel'Koz can be super oppressive with a lead in particular, but as long as you play safe, really, and kind of stay even, the immobility of a Vel'Koz can make them pretty vulnerable early game, but if you position right in farm, you're going to do a lot of damage come mid-late game. So CYN also taken off the board here. CYN's just been strong, really, ever since the rework, if we're being completely honest. It has been pretty meta ever since, and Tryndamere actually taken off the board. That's a little bit of an interesting one to see here.
I've never really seen a Tryndamere ban at all. At all. I'm not even gonna say for a while, or not even my solo queue games when I used to play. Never seen a Tryndamere ban.
I've seen Tryndamere banned in solo queue, but I've also been playing 8 years, so that goes back to
8 years.
That goes back to my days of Tryndamere actually being useful sometimes. And that goes back to 80 Tryndamere. Thanks a lot for that, by the way, boy.
And when having a potato wasn't all that bad, you know? Potato computer, right. Yeah, wasn't all that bad. That was weird. I thought that was a Graves ban. I saw the Graves pop up on the screen like in a flash. I don't know what that ban was supposed to be. Yeah, it was a Graves ban. It was a Graves ban.
Okay, that was Graves ban. Gotcha.
Yeah, and man, that would have sucked. They picked Graves, and he was supposed to be banned, and then yeah, we got to do this whole thing again. But Orin gets picked up. And Orin gets picked up. I did talk to you, or you mentioned.
We did mention the Orin, yeah.
Yeah.
Orin has been pretty strong for a while. On the more recent patches, has fallen a little bit in terms of meta. Still a pretty strong late game tank, with some pretty solid early game damage into some matchups. Not a bad pick, but a little bit interesting to see them pick that first, putting a lot of priority on that with the Tryndamere ban most likely targeted there at Bloodlust.
Yeah, but that's a really huge priority pick for Enigma there, getting the Morgana and Lucian combo. So that's Kipo with Lucian. Let's see if we can carry this game with that.
Yeah, and both of them have been such strong bot laners in the, I would say, the past 3 patches probably. And surprisingly, like, Lucian's like really strong now, like from going basically from being useless to just suddenly just being a force to be reckoned with in the bot lane of all places. Well, where he's supposed to be technically, but of all places because he hasn't been there for a long time now. Renekton here. Is this the Wicked thing I was talking to you about? Or is this the Renekton support?
We won't even mention it. We won't mention it because if we mention it, I believe Enigma is just gonna be able to figure out what's going on or where that Renekton might go. Brand's gonna be picked up right after, so maybe.
The problem is that anything can really go anywhere. So who the hell actually knows?
Yeah.
But apparently Wicked did play that in bot lane earlier and do quite well with it. Maybe they watched Wicked stream, or maybe they just been onto the same strat that he had already. I feel like that's one of those things where he just played it because, oh, I got autofill support, so screw it, I'm playing Renekton, I don't care anymore.
He didn't dodge? Down bot lane. He didn't dodge? Why didn't he dodge like other pro players do?
Well, the reason he didn't dodge is because nobody cares about bot lane anymore because you can do whatever you want down there now.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And also he carried. He hard carried, so it was fun.
Like this brand pick right here could be a brand support, could be a brand mid, or it could even be a brand ADC because you could do whatever you want in the bot lane now. I mean, I've seen CYN.
AD carry brand. Riot, what have you done?
Oh, what? I've done it a couple of times. And what?
Riot, what have you done to this game?
I was playing ADC brand because I really wanted to, and I kept on getting a support Veigar. And
oh god,
yeah, and it happened 3 times in a row as well, and with the same person too. Like, how did this happen? But
that's just not even nice, dude. That's
either way though. Brand's really strong. I
Brand
like
is
him.
Extremely strong.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, it's something we'll see in the bot lane, probably as the quote-unquote support, but. His base damages are so absurd.
Shen ban on the
really
last
doesn't
one.
need the items banned. Yeah, Shen is supposed to be banned here. As it turns out, just a little bit behind on.
Oh, you were talking about that. You were just talking about why everything that you just talked about while no one was listening on the closed mic. Everything's coming out. Why? Just
wait, what?
You talked about Mundo, you talked about Renekton, I talked about Ornn, and it's all coming here into one game.
I know, yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, oh my goodness.
That's so weird.
Now, if this is a bot lane Renekton, it'll be even more fun.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's Caitlyn down there picked up for the AD carry spot. It could still be brand mid Renekton support. We could see it.
No, yeah.
I want it to be. I want it to be.
I want to see this too.
I want this.
Running flash and cleanse, teleport, just go all out. All right. But that could be a Renekton mid.
Wait.
Wait, what?
I'm trying to read this. It says that was Kate ? Kane.
I don't.
Kate. It's supposed to be Kane. Now I'm not. They didn't word that very well.
What the heck is going on? What?
All right, I think, okay, from what I'm reading in the chat, I think that Kate was supposed to be Kane. It might be
Orange
mid. Kane jungle, if that's the case, and then maybe we've got like Ornn top and Renekton in our bot.
So that's a mid lane Riven. It has to be, right?
This is interesting. This is very interesting. That's gotta be mid lane Riven. I suppose you could pull the Lucian up to mid lane, but more than likely gonna go bot lane with that Morgana. The two paired pretty well together. So
I'm very confused.
Well, this is the past couple patches really.
A Riven is a Nivea too.
Riven is a Nivea, so never mind. Forget we said anything about a Riven. Riven is non-existent.
Forget anything we say, because I'm gonna have to wait until these picks are official, because I don't know if Orn is still Orn. I saw what?
Uh-oh.
What?
Why
Why?
we got disconnected out of there? That's a little bit awkward.
Why? What the heck?
Was it opened for max time limit? Is that what happened?
I don't
You started the
know.
lobby, you started it too soon.
Who started the lobby 2 hours
man.
ago? Who is responsible for starting the lobby 2 hours before the game? You're not supposed to do
3
that.
o'clock in the afternoon. I got nothing to do. I'm ready to start the lobby for tonight's game.
Oh God,
Why
please.
not?
Yes.
Oh, that is awesome. I love it. So, we think what we're seeing here is Kane instead of Caitlyn.
Yes.
And Anivia instead of Riven. And I believe those are the only actual picks that are changed. A couple missed bans as well, but that is irrelevant at this point.
Swift, Oblivion on the Twitch chat. Can you please tell me what the picks are? Look, Orn, Kane, Orianna, Brand, Thresh. What the
Kane.
flying son
Wait.
of a...
Wait, what about there's an Orianna in there?
There's an Orianna mid. Orn
Now I'm just-
still top.
Okay.
Kane in the mid.
Wait, Kane in the mid?
Yeah, Kane in the mid.
No. Kane's a top laner.
Oh, sorry, Kane.
No, I'm just
No.
I'm saying that because I like Kane. Just okay. I'm a top
Kane
laner.
in the jungle.
I'm trolling now. Sorry, my bad.
I know, now you got me so confused. And the first ones that started
man.
that was Cynical Esports because, yeah, I mean, what's the whole point of pro draft that you guys are still undecided and can't even get the picks right? Come on, people. Let's go. Let's work this out.
I work out. I don't though, so.
And I haven't even got a
wanted to clarify.
single invite either.
No, I haven't either. It's not the end of the world, I guess, but it's a little bit chaos.
A little bit of chaos.
A little bit of chaos. Dude, chaos, man. I love chaos, man. Do you remember
Oh,
chaos?
my
Were you
God.
around for chaos? I loved chaos, man.
I'm looking
He
at
was
you,
so
Swift.
pro.
I have eyes like a hawk all over you, Swift. Yeah.
Damn it, Swift.
You have no idea, Swift. Looking at you, buddy. Something went wrong. Are you in the lobby? I'm not in the lobby. Everything's, Can't you get pro drafts correct in scrims? I think I've seen bronze player get pro
Technically.
draft.
Technically, it's not a scrim.
Yeah, it's not.
You did say scrims, I think. Or I'm.
I've seen bronze players go through pro draft in one
Oh,
try.
I see. You're reading the chat now. My bad. You know
Yeah.
what? That was my bad.
Hey,
But I'm gonna say it's my jungler's fault.
someone needs to make room in the lobby. Oh my god, what the heck is going on? I'm losing my mind here.
This is
Like-
amazing. This is some great caster bonding time.
No, it's not.
What you talking about?
Oh my god, make room! I'm going all caps right now until we get in. I'm gonna speak to everyone in all caps. Cause it's driving me crazy. Room was made. Okay. No, not room. Okay, wait. Space. You need to restart client. Oh my god. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna restart my
We
client.
both gotta. Maybe I'll just restart mine to be safe.
Yeah.
I'll be the safe one there on that.
Ah, frustration noise. Oh, I know your password. I know your password. I know what kind of sounds those clicks were. It says
Oh, yeah?
it said Rye is the best. Enter.
It said something about Rye, but I promise you it wasn't good. It's the
God,
only hint I give you.
this is a clip we need. I know, Deslet. I think we need it. Table flip. from HBN.
That's what's up, dude. That is what's up.
Hunter TV? Lobby is full. I'm finally in.
Full of what?
Full of inconvenience.
That's cool.
Alright.
You should try and send me an invite if you could, you know.
I did.
If there's not room, then it is what it is, but.
I'm still talking to everyone in all caps until we get this damn game started.
So I'm playing support now since you guys couldn't make up your mind.
Oh yeah. Support for EGM. You might be better than Stu. Just
Ouch.
saying. Just saying.
Ouch.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I don't know if you've been watching my stream, but I've been playing a lot of support lately.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I only play Pike, so just ban that and I'm screwed, but, you know. And really, you don't need to ban that. I'm not that good at it. It's just fun.
They're like, we ready? I'm like, hurry up and start it before it closes again.
It'll close out as soon as Champ Select ends, just cause.
Just cause, yikes. From Buckeye.
It'll let them into the game, and then it'll close out, and we won't be able to get into the spectate after that.
What are picks again? No! No, don't you dare say that!
Oh, that's good stuff. Dude, DeathSack knows the way, man. I mean, we support. That's what's up. Especially in this sort of brand down there with him, dude. Just top notch.
Just throw him down the well.
Alright, so we've got Mundo Kindred, Nivea, Lucian, and Morgana on one side. And then it looks like we've got Orncane, Ori, Brand, Thresh. You know, I'm really, really disappointed. I saw the Renekton, and I thought we had something special.
I'm clearly disappointed.
I thought we had something special.
I thought the game was already gonna start.
I mean, 17 minutes ago.
Oh god. Why?
And now we get to draft. Don't miss your picks here, or else you're stuck with it.
We're being serious.
I'm putting my foot down.
Bridge putting his foot down.
Very aggressively. Bridges don't have feet. I'm putting my. What do you call the little things that you screw up?
Who said that? There's those little stub things that stops it from...
That's what I'm saying. What do you call those little stopper? I'm putting my stopper down.
Unlock. There's like a little turning thing. Oh god.
Oh, jeez.
This is amazing.
This is good stuff. This is good stuff. I told you it was good caster bonding time.
Okay, so K9 is he's filling in for Way2K.
I mean, it would appear as though that's the case. That Tryndamere band still throws me for a loop. Bloodlust must have been playing it, but God, I just don't see Tryndamere band ever, or really even played. See it occasionally in solo queue, but usually it doesn't do very well because you know I shut it down, so you know.
You mean shut it down?
Because Tryndamere's a top, usually a top lane. I top lane, and he doesn't do. Yeah.
Yeah. That.
I think the best part about it is he's EGM cold, and I'm like a fridge.
So.
And he's a top laner too. Like, dude, we're like cousins, man. We're basically cousins. I mean, he's better than me, but we're gonna ignore that part.
All right, so that was my bad. I thought I had just opened up the scene there for the picks and ban phase, but looked like you guys were still looking at the pro draft. So right now, actively, we are in pro draft. Everything's going fine. We do have the Orin, Kane, and the Oriana, like promised from Swift Oblivion on the Twitch chat. Bran
now just troll at Dr. High if you don't pick the Renekton here.
Now, Bran is the AD carry here versus the Lucian, which is a bully. Bran's a bully in the lane. Let's be honest.
Bran is a dick. Bran doesn't need items to do damage at all, but you decide, you know what? Instead of putting him at support where he'll still do damage, let's just put him at a role where he can farm too, so he can do more damage.
More damage than he needs.
This is Cynical's way of giving Enigma the finger in bot lane. And all they gotta do, alright, so bait out the Black Shield on the Lucian, and then just throw everything at Morgana when Black Shield's on cooldown, because she has no mobility. Lucian could still dash away, but Morgana would just be a sitting duck if you maybe throw like a flay or something like that, or even just like if Dr. High just walks toward Kipo and baits out that Black Shield somehow, then they can basically just guarantee at least summoners blown off of Stu.
Yeah, so as we're going into this delay, I wanted to talk about the ABL standings here really quick. So once again, like I was trying to mention before, the standings are up to date. Team Cerberus and Team Enigma, they are both tied. But if oh wait, it's not updated. Okay, those two are not updated, but still does not matter. They still remain tied on the top so far. And right now, dang, it did not update. What the heck? I think that was my fault.
Feels bad.
Feels bad.
Did you hit the
Entirely
save
bad.
button? Did you hit save?
No, I don't think I saved it in the right spot. Gotta find it. But
Did you turn it off and back on?
no, that's the problem too.
All right, see.
If I try to
That's
turn
what you
it
do.
off and back on, it can also crash the OBS, and then nothing I did would save. Okay, so here's the updated version now. Team Cerberus, Full Send Gaming, Team Enigma, Schism Esports, Cynical Esports, Conqueror Gaming, Guardian Esports, and of course, they're not here. That is what we're looking at in the standings. If Team Enigma wins tonight, it will still go into their favor, and they will be tied up with Team Cerberus, but they have to get a 2-0 in order to do that. So going to the player stats, I have nothing on the player stats for Cynical Esports because they lost Chad, Kijo, and Erotas, so I did not know who was coming in, and even if they were coming in, they had a bye last week. So there's really none of us got to know or to even see the new players coming in. So these are the player stats. Game number 1 will be coming up very much soon here for Cynical Esports and Team Enigma. So we're just gonna have to wait until that happens. But what do you think is gonna happen here with these team compositions going at it with each other?
What do I think is gonna happen? Well, you got a Mundo in the top lane. Mundo's always gonna be obnoxious if you get to the late game. The early game can be a little bit rough for him, so possibly look to see Wrath hovering this top side a little bit more to try and keep Cold down on this Mundo. That being said, I'm thinking you're looking at a pretty heavy team fighting comp here from Cynical. You've got an Ornn, an Oriana, a Brand. Those three all have some pretty solid AoE ults. And then the Thresh is just there to basically be Thresh, keep your Brand safe because he's got no mobility. Potentially get a nice little pick with that hook. And Kane can just be an assassin. Honestly, could really go either Kane form this game. But I would say he's likely to stick topside, so he may see him go Rost.
Yeah.
The rest of them are all ranged though, so if he does try to say like invade K9 or go to bot lane at all, there's really you could easily go either. Like, you could go Shadow Assassin just as easily.
But
so,
if he goes Shadow Assassin, he should be focusing on Forsic and killing that Anivia off every single team fight. Because that's the only threat potential. Anivia players are always the biggest threat on every team fight. I mean, you honestly can't let them go off that easily at all.
Yeah, and the thing he's going to want to watch out for there, if he does go that route, is what the timing is left on that Anivia passive. If that egg is up, you got to be a little bit more careful about when you go into a fight, because you want to be sure that when you finish the Anivia off, you can also finish the egg off. It's not the end of the world if you just burn the passive and then you have to leave, but it's nice to get the kill too.
It's also going to be hard to kill Forsic because of the Kindred ult as well, so...
Definitely true. We are into game 1 now. See what kind of a start we have from these teams. Looks like Cynical's trying to do something on this bot side of the map, all grouped up. And Enigma's pretty much just starting for a 5-point little line of scrimmage start. Little defensive here from Cynical. Possibly expecting the invade and just trying to defend against it. I know Morgana is a pretty strong invader at level 1. But Enigma just wants to sit back.
Which is fine.
Play a little bit passive.
Which is fine because at this point, Cynical Esports, they have the win priority level 1 because they're sitting in the brush and waiting for the enemy to come in, so it's easier to land a hook, those pillars, and the rest of the damage. Maybe even potentially a searing charge right next to the wall. So Team Enigma, knowing what they have and what they really shouldn't be doing, is playing really aggressive and look for those 1v1 fights, especially if Cynical are going to be playing this way, just waiting for their opponents to come in. So, that being said, it looks still like a regular start here. Wrath is going to start with the Raptor camp, but say 9 or K9 starting at the red buff. So I think Cold, with a little bit of health lost there, I think he's going to tell everyone else on the side of Cynical Esports that the red buff was started.
Yeah, and I think actually, he might not. That's Mundo's got a pretty good amount of healing in that passive. K9 is probably just gonna go right for the Scuttle Crab. Looks like actually gonna invade the blue buff.
Oh,
first though.
And Bloodlust, he put a ward down.
Yeah, so he's definitely onto this, and can easily go from his own red over to the K9's blue here. Now this is a little bit awkward because Kindred's mark is on this bottom Scuttle Crab, unfortunately for him. So the opposite of where he would want it to be. But we'll safely grab up that topside Scuttle Crab right now. And I would imagine we'll see Wrath do the same on the bot side.
Yeah, Keeple already taking up a bit of damage there. Pings are going down where Wrath is, maybe trying to let Keeple and Stu know that, hey, maybe we should try to protect this Scuttle, but that's going to be a flash play and a hook from Dr. High, totally abusing that level 2 from the Thresh, and Stu is going to just get taken out so quickly there.
All right, so that was really, really well played from Dr. High there. Flash Play really didn't give Stu any sort of a chance to react. Does have level 2, but I didn't see what he went here. Let's see. Looks like he actually went for the Tormented Soil. So did not have that black shield yet, and smart on him, not trying to burn Flash or anything. Didn't really have a very large window of opportunity, but
should've gotten that black shield.
As it turned, you know, hindsight's 2020, always 2020. Bloodlust turning around a pretty solid amount of damage here on Cold. Not overly surprising, is expected to win some of these early game trades, just because of that percentage of health damage he's able to get off of that Bellows Breath. Does cost him mana though, so Cold, with his ridiculous Mundo sustain and ability to farm relatively safely with Cleavers, should be fine up here. Still sitting pretty even in CS up there as well.
Yeah, those infected cleavers basically just can zone himself out and easily just, you know, do the most damage on single minions. So he could still farm even from afar. And then Bloodlust, he actually has to commit more in order to get the engage onto Cold because of the distance. So that's more like a stalemate there. And wow, great hook, but the flame misses. It doesn't matter though because of the Black Shield. Black Shield
would have canceled it anyways. But...
yeah. Dr. High maybe just showing off, hey, I know what you're doing. There goes the Flay first, onto Stu. Doing a bit of damage, a little bit of pillar there as well. Bloodlust seemed like K wanted to get onto Bloodlust on the top side, but not out of the safe zone yet. So still pretty short there to get to safety.
Yeah, and I guess more than anything, maybe just letting Bloodlust know I'm here. I don't really have a good camp to clear right now, so just making his presence known, making him back up a little bit, knowing that Cold does kind of lose the initial trades, but maybe thinking we could maybe burn his flash. Another good hook in this bot side.
Yep. Forgot to restore my settings. Here comes K9 once again to the top side. He really wants to stick up here, but I think he should focus somewhere else. He's not going to get that kill.
It's going to be pretty hard to get that kill without Bloodlust using that searing charge aggressively beforehand, and even if he does, you're going to end up burning flash first. So pretty safe up here in the top lane is Bloodlust for the most part, as long as he doesn't get too overly aggressive. He hasn't really seen Wrath topside at all. Did show bot side for that first blood, so that tells me he may be looking to go for that Shadow Assassin form. And like you mentioned, I think he's gonna probably want to look to stick on Forsyth here with this Anivia pick.
Yep, the biggest threat on the team right now. Cold is also a big threat, though, on the side of EGM. But he's a threat of his own, same thing as Forsyth. So when it comes to pick and choosing what target to kill first, I would say the Anivia at most. Keepo may be out of position here, can just easily dash over the wall. Wrath, though, seems like he is getting ganked up. He moves really good. Wow. He moved all around that fairly well.
Interesting. They did burn his flash. He must have still had that shadow step on cooldown for a brief moment longer. I know he did use it there in that excuse me, in that bot side when he was doing a little bit of an invade, but must have been a second or two off of it still.
There goes
a lot
the
of
flame.
trading in this bot lane.
Yeah, and Stu now does not have the black shield, so Renascore probably has the advantage here on Keepo. I mean, we'll see. Keepo dies to Brand though. I've seen it one time already.
Yeah. Let's see. We got a small experience advantage here over for this bot lane for Cynical. So good stun there from Renascore. Renascore.
I say Renascore.
Renascore.
Yeah.
Show me the way.
Show me the way. Level 6 for Renascore. Oh wait, K9, is he coming down? No, I think he's busy with the scuttle. Yeah, he's coming down now.
Yeah, that is some damage that I don't think that this Enigma bot lane can turn back around, even if K9 shows up. K9 does not have that ult yet.
Yeah, and it does not matter though, because he does have full health, and the Kane is not here at all. Dr. High is pinched in the middle. Black Shield on top of K9 there. The culling, not gonna do enough damage. Just trade here at the bot side.
He actually does manage to burn both of those bot lane flashes there on that gank, so good on him. I didn't really know if he'd be able to do a whole lot coming down with
teleport.
How low Keepo was.
Keepo doesn't have mana or anything like that, and Wrath, he's going in. Tries to get the slow onto Stu, but the Black Shield's just gonna be protection from any CC there. They're gonna be able to walk her away, and Renscore's teleport is on cooldown now.
Yeah, and actually a lot of focus here down on this bot side. Both of these top laners just kind of want to hit that later game, which is going to be a little interesting because Mundo just becomes unkillable. Ornn becomes a pretty solid team fight engager. Mundo lacks that, but he becomes impossible to kill. So a little bit of a give and take on either of these guys here. But not a whole lot going on up there outside of just farming in the mid lane, a little bit of trading here and there, but they tend to be coming out relatively even slight damage advantage for Wombat here. But pretty dead even in CS.
And keep looking at 1v1. Still gets the hook. Black Shield was not available just yet, but you know, just after that was pretty good. Stu's getting very greedy here for that control ward. Will get taken out. The ult gets put down for the Kindred here, but it's more advantage for them. Not the good Orianna Shockwave, and Wombat is gonna be able to get the kill onto K9. Wrath does have the possibility of getting the kill on top of people there, but it's not gonna be able to.
Wrath did have Umbral Trespass available to him. Maybe didn't have enough mana, was very low there on the mana bar.
Maybe did have enough mana, but not enough mana for the rest of the follow-up abilities, which would have been
very possible as well.
Yeah.
That is very possible. He has not upgraded yet, so does not quite have the kill potential that he would just yet.
No. Not at all, not yet. But I'm still wondering what direction he's gonna go, either red or blue.
I think he's gonna be Shadow Assassin this game. He's been spending a lot of time in this bot lane and in K9's jungle. I don't really think he's been top, so don't really foresee a Ross transformation here because he would need some melee attacking to happen for a little bit here otherwise, and he's a little ways off from that still. I think he's gonna go Shadow Assassin. Words are hard.
Oh, great stun on top of Wombat. Wombat's gonna get closed down, and the only one that's gonna escape out of there is Wrath, because he could just jump over walls of this queue. Now we're gonna get another fight down the bot side. That's gonna be the Soul Shackles onto Dr. High. Great hook as well, and that is gonna be the damage from the ult from Rediscore. Rediscore picks up one, the Inflame, and the Arcane Comet misses just barely on top of Stu there.
I thought the Comet might pick that up.
I know.
Oh, man.
That was a possibility.
So Dr. High got, I would say, a little bit caught out there, but not really at the same time. He knew he had Reniscore there to help him out. Good job from him landing that hook as soon as he knew Black Shield wasn't available. And also gave him that little bit of extra tankiness as well. Let's see, he used ult is still available there for him too, so but a lot of burst damage there from Reniscore.
Oh,
Reniscore's
K9 has to be careful here. He's stuck on a 1v2 and will lose out. A little bit of burn damage from the red buff. Seems like Keepo is on the chase along with Anivia at the other side, but that's gonna be the lantern for safety, so.
And K9 almost turned that around. Good hook there again.
Oh, they are gonna engage on this. The box is gonna be put down, and Stu once again just gonna get caught out.
That brand damage is so crazy.
Oh, Wombat trying to get the 1v1. Dr. High with the roam has the backside and the lantern to go over the Anivia wall. That's going to be a great lantern hook. That's going to be the Ignivia being procced up. Keepo can't do anything. K9 is still coming back onto the rift, and that is a dead Forsic on the Anivia.
Yeah, Forsic just kind of caught out a little bit there. Has been having a pretty solid game so far up to this point, but does pay for a little bit of a mispositioning there with his life. Flash hook does miss, tried to surprise him.
Oh, big damage here onto Keepo. Great Dark Binding. So Shackles onto 3. That's going to be one kill, but it's going to go onto Stu. And Stu is going to be stuck on this 1v2. Why didn't he go under tower? We don't know, but great hook once again from Dr. High. No matter from both of the mage and the maybe 80 carry Thresh, but Reddick score Gonna be getting run over. There goes Call. The Forge God knocks up on K9. K9 does have ult, or actually does not have ult. Barely got it, by the way. Gonna barely survive here. The Rift is just low on health. Wombat is in big trouble against Cold, and now here is 4-6 with the teleport. Gonna get on to Bloodlust. Bloodlust does have does have flash. But that is going to be the wall created right in front of Bloodlust. There's no escape. There goes the stun follow-up and a kill for Bloodlust here. And the Rift taken up for EGM. Oh, now Wrath. Wrath comes in very late to the party. Cold is still around here. And Wrath does have flash, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Those infected cleavers. One more hit, and it is on target.
So Mundo's been given the opportunity to become Mundo, and unfortunately here for Cynical, it's a little earlier than they had thought or even wanted. Good snare there from Stu, but nothing comes of it, just kind of stopping the engage. But you're sitting with a 3-0-1 Mundo now, and he's got Spirit Visage already. He's going to be extremely difficult to kill. Level 11 means he's got that second rank in that ultimate. Really though, you have kind of opposite things happening on opposite sides of the map here, because for everything that Cold is doing really well, so too are Renascor and Dr. Hyde. They are doing an extremely good job in this bot lane, and this is an extremely fed brand.
And the first tower as well. Stu getting caught out, doing a couple misplay and mispositioning, and Dr. Hyde, he's just relentless. He wants to land these hooks. Barely misses there, but Stu does have the black shield, and wow, there goes the teleport coming in for Cold. He's gonna take up on 2 of those boxes. 2 damage. 4-6. Maybe looking to be pincered here. Dr. Hyde's gonna come back in, gets a 2-man play. That's gonna be Renascor, gonna get hooked there by the Dark Binding. Keeple trying to get on in for the engage there to finish off the 80 carry Bloodlust though. On the backside, Wrath is here, is gonna get the kill as well. And EGM, there's only 2 members alive versus 4 of Cynical Esports and Cold. Like you mentioned before, Fridge, he's just unstoppable right now. He's sitting in the middle of them, but still gets taken out. And that is gonna be about 3 shutdown kills around in that game, and the first ace of the game will go into Cynical Esports' favor.
Yeah, and there were some pretty low health bars on Cynical there toward the end of that fight. I thought Enigma may be able to clean that up, but not quite. We saw Forsyth get bursted out of that fight pretty much immediately by Wombat's Shockwave. Was not given the opportunity to do anything in that fight. Cold really just doesn't care, chasing down whoever he wants. But despite how strong he is, was not quite able to get that fight win for his team. And actually, Brand, one thing that we should maybe consider mentioning here, despite the fact that Cold is extremely strong, and we mentioned how strong Renascor is. Renascor's got the Brand passive, which does 4% of max health damage. So that's extremely good against a tank like Mundo, to say the very least. It could possibly be exactly what Cynical needs to deal with a Mundo that's doing as well as Cold is. And the Rift is being summoned on the bot side because the rotation from Renascor and Dr. Hyde onto the top side, that's going to be the Ignite as well. On top of Cold, Cold is going to be in very much big trouble. He can't recover the health that he wants to right now, but he's still managing so far, and he's still going to go down. But look at this full-on push here onto the bot side. Forsyth has gone to the top side, as we call the Forge God, bringing it down and ringing it down on top of those minions, trying to take them down, and 4-6 and be able to clear off the waves on the top side. This is going to be a huge slam from the Herald there. Takes up a bit of damage, or a lot of damage, on top of that bot tower, tier 2, and 4-6 going to be able to defend the top side by himself. Managed to get that first tower in the bot lane, and about half of that second one. Meanwhile, on the top, you committed 3 people to kill Cold. Cold was, granted, Wrath did tank a couple tower shots there that he probably didn't need to. Cold was still almost able to kill him in a 1v3, so that is kind of scary when you have to commit 2 to 3 people to deal with him. Because we saw what happened. The rest of the team was just bot side, and they managed to take 2 towers for it. And I believe Sunfire Cape is going to be built up next for Cold on the Mundo, maybe? Sunfire Cape would be a pretty standard second item buy, but because of Brand and his passive, that little burn that he does, he did actually opt into an adaptive helm. We're likely to see a Sunfire Cape next.
And Keepo, he has no dash. He's gonna have to be forced to use the flash, the black shield there, just in case for the follow-up. Wrath putting up the wards, but it's a bit too late for the red steel if he was trying to go for it. But Dr. High still with the roaming. I mean, he's just roaming everywhere, pretty much putting Cynical Esports on his back right now with the great engages. And this mid tower seems to be maybe going down here very much soon. Forsic is not here to clear off the waves and to push Cynical Esports off this tower.
Yeah, and you mentioned Dr. High. He's been roaming around, putting a lot of pressure all over the map, and honestly, he's been really on point with those hooks. I don't know that he missed the one flash hook, but it was because of Keepo's dash. Otherwise, I don't know that he's really missed any other than that.
And he has 13 out of 14, like 12 assists and 1 kill.
Kill participation at 13 out of 14. Yeah, that's insanely good, especially 20 minutes into the game. 13 kill participation. That's pretty.
And I believe, Fridge, that every one of those that he's participated in, he started those fights and gave his team the advantage by himself.
Yeah, he's been a force to be reckoned with on some of these engages here. Bloodlust, you did see the one call of Forge God there in that bot lane, kind of just stall out that tower take. Otherwise, I'm kind of waiting for an opportune team fight for them where he may be able to land a good call to Forge God to initiate. But Dr. High's been pretty on point this game. Meanwhile, while we were talking, Cold took that bot lane turret down there. Bloodlust was not able to do anything to stop him. Was already very, very low. And on top of that, the rest of the Enigma roster took that outside top tower as well. So pretty good rotations here for them.
Yeah, 2 towers in the span of about a few seconds apart. So that is really good. It seems like the map is opened up. Cynical Esports, they still have 1 tower advantage taken down for themselves over EGM's 3 towers take. But that's because of the mid lane tower. That's about it.
Yeah, and honestly, Enigma's been making some pretty solid plays despite the fact that they are down by about 4,000 gold right now. You still have to be a little bit careful though, because you have a very, very strong 504 Brand and 112 Thresh here from the side of Cynical that you really can't take for granted. That will easily burst you down if you get yourself out of position. So despite the fact that they are making some really good things happen around the map, they can't necessarily just force things yet.
Call the Force God. Yep, this is going to be forced here onto Forsic, and the Shockwave is going to miss. Forsic, great flash away. Wrath does have the blue cane. Is that blue cane or red? Can't tell.
That is Shadow Assassin, so that would be blue.
All right, Shadow Assassin Kane, Dr. High in the front, trying to get the damage. Forsic still very healthy, does have the passive up. Cold is now here, joined up with the rest of his squad.
Did I lie? Is it red? All right, sorry, carry on.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's red.
It looks red. Is it the skin, or is it like, nah, you know what? I'm just...
Go check it, go check it. I'm gonna have directed camera on. You go check him.
I'm almost entirely sure he's got Shadow Assassin. Like, the range on his W's extended.
And he used it while he was moving around too.
Right. Yeah. So it's gotta be Shadow Assassin. Yeah, no, that's just gotta be the skin, dude. It's just gotta be the skin.
The skin is confusing me. It has red and golden.
I know. That's what I was like. That's so goofy. Like, why you gotta do that, Riot? Just to confuse me.
Is that an opposite day skin on special occasions of the holiday?
Dude, it's an April Fool's skin. It's gotta be.
Definitely not blue Kane.
Definitely not Assassin Kane. Definitely Tank Kane, bro.
Alright, so obviously EGM can't get anywhere near this mid lane tower. They gotta get a fight somewhere, especially for winning off wards and vision. against Cynical, and at the same time, oh, Cold. He's gonna have to flash or something. And look at Dr. I, he's gonna follow with his own flash as well. Forsic is the only one to help out here in the wall. Yep, not gonna do too much here. Cold is gonna get taken out. Great pick from Dr. High, able to just maneuver around the map to get the pincer move on top of Cold there, and Cold not having a good time at all. But the Ignite was used.
Yeah, not having a good time, but he is having a pretty good game for the most part there. They did burn that Ignite onto him. They do have a man advantage in this fight, and this Call Forge guy.
Yep, gonna go on to Stoom, but the Black Shield's not gonna allow him to pop up. That's a great two-man stun, and Dr. High is gonna be getting kicked up, but that's a great three-man shockwave from Wombat. No, heal's gonna go off from Kindred. No one's gonna be there for the immortality, and Forsic is still here on the front. So Shackles off to 2 in the backside. Wombat still alive. Dark Binding does miss, but Morgana still gets the Tormented Soil and the Ignite on top of Reno score, and that's gonna be a triple kill for Wrath here on the Kane. 2 members down for 3 against EGM.
Yeah, and that was exactly the fight that Cynical was looking for. They got a good catch onto Cold. They didn't have to worry about the Mundo at all in that fight. Bloodlust started it off with that Call to Forge God we saw. Was blocked, actually. A good Black Shield there from Stu. But it just didn't matter. An insanely good shockwave there landed by Wombat. Pretty much secured that fight for the rest of the team. And honestly, this is what I was talking about in the pregame lobby there, where Cynical really has a strong team fight AoE comp that they built. However, Enigma has, as we talked about, done some pretty good things around the map, and I think they need to try really hard to split up this Cynical roster, even if that means keeping Cold in a separate lane for a while. He will have teleport, and he's basically so tanky, he's going to draw the pressure of at least 2 members if they want to kill him.
Dr. High nearly stolen that dragon, but you know, K9, he's not Gaudier, or he's not some other the other junglers that can't smite. Nah, they can't smite, I'm just memeing. But yeah, not gonna get stolen from K9. He is a fairly new member or sub, or maybe that is Way2K with the second account. Yeah, with the second account, because his main could have been banned. But I'm just sending out rumors there. I think that's another person.
We're starting rumors. He's a scumbag in solo queue, guys.
Oh man. I'm selling a level 5 account for anyone that's thinking about getting banned over the weekend, but
oh man.
No champions.
Good times. It's like high school all over again.
That's why you never use your main account. If you know you're gonna get banned, never use your main account. Use your alt account.
Oh, see, I never use my main account, but that's just because this meta sucks.
Oh yeah, I don't want to mess up my KDA, and I want to do experiments.
I'm sick of it. I don't want to play solo queue on my main.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be bronze 5 before I know it.
I like where I'm at right now.
Maybe when they make more tanks viable again, I'll come back.
Oof.
Oof,
oh,
indeed.
Way2K's out of town. Hey, what's up? What town you in? Damn, Riot has you chasing out.
Are you sure you're not playing right now? He's lying, dude. He's playing, watching, and out of town all at the same time.
No, he's on the run from Riot. He had to get out of town.
Had to leave town so they didn't ban the IP.
Yeah. So the tower gets taken up just because of rotation.
Right, and it looks like they are kind of doing what I was mentioning, and they're keeping Cold down in that bot lane right now. And I think this is a really good idea for them, as they are behind in the AoE here.
Not in the satisfying way on how they're letting Cold split push right there. If they're gonna let Cold split push, then don't even get caught without him. You know what I'm saying?
No, and they need that vision control down there. They didn't really have anything over near the Baron pit at the time. A little bit risky for him to go in alone. Did pay for it with his life. And that's going to actually cost them the Baron, too.
At this point, it's not even all about draft or team composition. I believe it's just positioning from EGM. They're not positioning correctly. They keep getting caught out, and that's a bad feeling. Like when you can't I don't know. It's just so weird. I mean, they don't have any tanks. The only tank they have is Cold, but at least they should at least be next to Forsic or something that could put up a wall and separate the type of engages against the team, especially when it comes to chase.
Yeah, and I think that's just a little bit greedy there from K9 to try and get a little bit more control of the vision around that Baron pit. But he was doing it by himself. It was a good idea to, if he had help.
Yeah. I mean, he split away from his two teammates. I think he was better off sticking with his two teammates, so that way they can get a possible 3-on-2 or 3v3. And then Forsic, I wasn't really watching where he was at. I think he was mid, maybe.
I didn't really look myself. I was just kind of watching K get caught out there, unfortunately for him. And now we have Cynical pushing down with Baron.
Yep, K9 getting caught out once again. Dr. High waiting for the hook, gets the perfect one on top of Stu. Stu is going to be taken out from Red Score, and Forsic maybe looking to be the next target, but that is going to be the Kindred ult. No one's going to die for a while, but still, no one's in the front from EGM to clear up any of these waves, and Bloodless might be able to tank up this tower, but it is just Dr. High doing that work himself as well. Cold is here. He has most of the kills for his team, but he hasn't been all that useful around the map just because his team doesn't let him able to get group up on his team in time or any of that stuff. The rest of EGM is just keeps on getting caught out.
Yeah, and I think when K9 did get caught out there, I still think Cold did the right thing by continuing that push in bot lane. It would have been a lost cause for him to teleport up at that point or anything. So I think he did make the right choice there. It was just kind of an unfortunate.
Dr. High with the hood. Cold is going to get ignited by Thresh. There goes the call on the Forge God. But it's not going to be for the engage. It's going to be the opposite, the disengage here. As Cynical Esports, they are looking to get a reset.
Yeah, they're sitting with fairly healthy pockets. They're a couple thousand on most of the members here, Cynical. So good idea for them to go back, take a buy. Did burn the status whenever it's such a short cooldown. I mean, it's already halfway done with cooldown. About, I believe, like 50 seconds, 60 seconds, 75 seconds. Oh, he's not got it at level 16 yet, as it turns out. All right, in a level, it'll be like 55 seconds, but regardless, it is kind of an unfortunate situation here for Enigma. They can't do a whole lot other than just kind of wait it out for the right opportunity to get a pick or an opportune fight, perhaps. And it is not going to be at this dragon. They're just going to be willing to give that up. They know that it's not a safe fight for them to take. Just going to go back, hand that red buff over here to Kipo, and there's some waves. Did stall out the Baron, but it was at the cost of that mid inhib. Not the ideal scenario. Have to do a little bit more stalling here before they can get themselves back into this one.
See, this is the type of positioning I would have expected from EGM, to have Cold here along with Stu and Forsic, because they have the damage and the tankiness right in the front. Onivia's gonna throw down the Glacial Frost. Great stun on top of Wombat. Wombat looking to almost get taken out there. Still has that shockwave. Is he going to use it? The ball is in place, but not in play so far. Stu is going to go ahead and overextend himself there. Cold, very much full health. And that was it. It just took Cold, Forsic, and Stu to push them off, but they were never able to get that.
Yeah, and it wasn't really necessarily a fight win, so to speak.
Oh, here comes another huge fight here. Wrath gets on the back. Cold is on the front, trying to separate the rest of Cynical Esports, and that is going to be the ult. Great shockwave onto both the AD carry and the support there. Cold is left behind, left for dead. Kipo can't do anything. Forsic sitting at base, and that's going to be a triple kill once again for Wrath, but he is just going to go down at the same time. Now, that's going to be the teleport on into the base of EGMs.
Should be the game here unless we see an insane miracle here from Forsic. will have some stalling power here with this Anivia, but against super minions and a pretty beefy Ornn here, I don't think it's very likely, especially Call the Forge got up.
Yeah, it does still have the Glacial Storm. It has a very low cooldown. It does drain a lot of that mana, but it's not going to be enough. That super minion is not going down. Stu is alive, but Stu is not going to be enough still. That Glacial Storm, it's doing a lot of damage, but it's not going to be enough, and that is it. Cynical Esports taking game number 1 over EGM.
Yeah, and honestly, there was a couple of really, really good rotations there from EGM, where it looked like they were pulling themselves back into this game. They fell behind early on. Cole did quite well in lane. But it was largely because of Vernasker's Fed brand that he just wasn't quite able to become what he needed to be in terms of tanking. He wasn't able to tank through all the damage that he had available, is what I'm trying to say. That's words are hard. But
Yeah.
but between that and just Dr. High constantly roaming with him, kind of staying by his side and landing some really, really good hooks and some flay hook combos to get those engages they were looking for, and some picks. He was pretty on point with that this game as well.
So great first win, or great start of the session here. Cynical Esports put a number on their score. EGM, they gotta win. They gotta win 2 games now instead of just 1. Cynical Esports is already closer to the end of this match series of tonight, but they will be on the red side. There are differences on the map when it comes to red side, blue side. Sometimes some teams are just stronger on one side over the other, but we'll see what happens till then. So really good here. I'm about to bring up the damage charts here.
Sure.
So really good start here. You see that the damage here there's no misfortune. What the heck is going on?
Glitchy.
Glitch. It's a glitch. I don't know what's going on. Why did it not update? That is so weird. There's no Draven Thresh. This was yesterday.
Are you sure there wasn't a misfortune in that game?
I'm sure of it. What the heck? Oof. Big oof from Talking Turtles.
Oofers.
Oof. What the heck? That is so weird.
That was Mighty Rise last solo queue game.
They're the same file, and it's not updating? Not uploading? Is this the one?
Maybe?
I saw it move.
You say that like I would know if that's the one. I'm not, but I'm not.
Oh, yeah, you're not looking at it. Okay, my bad.
Is this the file? I don't know.
I think this is the one. I saw it move like after a few seconds or minutes or whatever the heck. Yeah, so this is the.
Take a look here. Yeah, that looks about right. That looks about right.
All right. I don't know what happened there. Okay, I don't know, but we do see the brand damage and then the Orianna following up after that. Kayn, honestly, I don't really care that much because he did go Assassin Kayn like I mentioned before, and we wanted to see the Assassin Kayn coming in because of so many squishy targets. I mean, he has a Kindred, he has the Anivia, which I said to focus on mainly, the Lucian and the Morgana, and then Cold. I mean, there was just no other front line. I mean, I could say vice versa for Cynical Esports too. They only have one tank, which is Ornn, but the thing about this is that they had such a really good range composition, and the Thresh as well in the front. Thresh is sort of tanky, so I was wrong there. I don't know why I said they didn't have any tanks. It was all Dr. High who set up those plays for his team. So it's just looking really, really good for Dr. High. He did really well.
Yeah, I think he was really, really on point with his Thresh game there. Started a lot of those fights that they ended up picking up some kills, getting some picks, winning the entire fight altogether. He was like 1-2 in like 17. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I'm an amateur and closed it, but
Oh, his score, yeah, and I don't have that score yet. Sooner or later, I'll keep it, but right now, yeah, I want to get better on the charts here, but right now I gotta make sure that this chart actually works, you know?
just make sure there's no misfortune. You got it, baby.
Yeah. No misfortune on the chart. But later
Gertson would
on,
be proud, dude. Gertson would be proud.
later on though, I will be able to update this, and we'll have more than just damage charts. But yeah. So Cynical Esports for EGM, they stayed on the red side. It's supposed to be the other side. Way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so wait. They do have a choice, right? Because it's not about win or lose.
It should be. Yeah. It should be. They should swap or whatever. I don't know
Yeah.
who had choice game one, but whoever did, it should be the other team. I should say.
Like Cynical Esports, since they're first up, they could decide red first if they wanted to.
Sure. Did they decide? Oh, excuse me. Did they decide game one or did they?
I think they're just going through standard, like blue, red, blue.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think that they're doing that for standard. I just don't know if EGM wanted red side again. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
Doesn't seem like they want it.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, they say they picked blue anyway.
Well, there you go. That answers that question, hopefully.
Okay, so we're gonna go on a quick break here, Fridge.
All right.
Yeah. So we're gonna go on a quick break here, everybody. Don't go anywhere. I believe we'll be going to Pro Draft here very much soon. So let's hang on till then.
so annoying.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. That's a nightmare.
So annoying.
That is a nightmare. But we do see the brand ban, Vel'Koz ban. I love Vel'Koz. Have you ever tried Vel'Koz support? Ridiculous.
I honestly have not played a whole lot of Vel'Koz in general. He is fun from what I've played, but it's mostly been in ARAMs.
Yeah.
And
he's very
I don't
squishy.
know if I'm actually, I don't know if I'm actually good at him or if I'm just like in an ARAM and it's a straight line map, so my ult automatically hits.
Yeah. So anything can be played in a bot lane. ADC mains are a thing of a past, I would believe. I mean, in a pro series, like how many ADC?
There's still AD carries that are strong. It's just not necessarily a must-have at the time.
Yeah. It's so confusing. This meta is completely different. I like it though because I like it and I hate it because now, you know, you're not just stuck with the same AD carries, which the AD carry lineup is honestly one of the least champion pool out of every other lane out there in row. So, you know, like just opening that up, you can play a mage as an AD carry. I want to do that. That sounds like fun. You know what I mean? Like I'll probably play a Nivea ADC. You know, that sounds fun. But at the same time, one of my favorite champions, they don't work anymore. I played them since season 2 or whatever, and they're just squat nothing. You know what I mean? They're just nothing now, and it sort of feels like an empty void out there.
Yeah, that is one annoying little thing about it. They change up the meta this much, and you suddenly have people like Sneaky being benched. Damn you, Riot!
Sneaky, no!
Sneaky, come back!
He still gets to dress up like a girl more often than you think now because he's not in a team.
Yeah, but he got banned on. Was it a temporary ban? I don't know or not. But like,
was he?
He got banned on Twitch.
Why?
Because his playlist, a copyrighted song popped up and they banned him.
Oh yeah. Okay, I think you mentioned this before.
I don't know if it was temporary or if it was perma ban. But
why does a music ban? Okay, you know I'm not gonna go through it. I'm not gonna. Okay, no.
I think it depends on the company. Like the company that was, I guess, whatever. I don't even know. I don't know what company it was. Whatever station it was, wherever the hell, was like, no, nobody plays our stuff or we kill them. I don't know.
After the games, if there's gonna be a game 3 or Cynical Esports is gonna close out with a 2-0 sweep against EGM, I'm gonna be in the ABL stadium and we're gonna rant about Twitch stuff. If y'all want to join in, you know, I invite you. But so far the draft is actually looking pretty good. I did mention Vladimir, and there goes Vladimir. And I'm guessing who's gonna play Vladimir, where that's gonna go.
Darius Vladbot.
No. There's no way. That's oh, now you got me thinking. Just put them all
together. Why not?
Now you got me thinking. Okay, it's like playing with blocks of Legos. You know? It's like.
All right, better idea.
Okay.
Better idea.
Jenga.
Team of Darius bot. You got the bleed, you've got the poison. You got basically double tick. It's a free win.
True.
Put the Vlad in top lane, and then just throw like a Cassiopeia in mid lane so she can just leech off of Teemo's poison too.
Okay, I can dig that. What about? I mean, what's the possibility of Vladimir being AD carry right now? I mean,
I would say 50-50.
I would say 70-30. I would say 70-30.
The reason I say 50-50 is I realistically say that it's more than likely going to be going bot lane, but it can also go to top or mid lane as well. So I give it probably like 25% chance at either of the other 2 lanes, but roughly 50 at bot lane. I'm keeping it as it's easy math, man. I barely passed elementary school. All right.
So the ban was Lulu, which is an awkward ban, but Lulu could be a big threat, especially with the Vladimir combo on the bot side.
And actually, one of the things that I don't know if you watched any of the Rift Rivals this past week, but one of the picks in the mid lane to counter some of these strategies that some of these pro players are running with this whole trying to get, in this case it'll probably be the Lucian big, and basically funnel all of the gold into the Lucian. One of the big things that people were running in mid lane to try and counter that was Lulu, to help basically push out the wave really hard and try to prevent them from getting some of that mid lane farm, or else I guess force them to stay in the mid lane longer and not be able to take as much advantage of the ability to just continually take camps and then rotate mid when it gets pushed. I can see why they want that off the board, because it did actually do quite well in a couple of games that I watched.
I'm thinking to myself here, why didn't Keepo go Caitlyn or someone of a ranged champion, not someone that goes in and you know what I mean? Like I feel like EGM, they want to put Keepo in the front, but they play around Keepo too. So why don't they just have Keepo in the back with a good ranged champion like Ezreal, Xayah, Caitlyn? I wanted to say Tristana, but I'm not sure if she's still good.
Tristana's actually gotten a lot better. I don't know that she'd necessarily be considered one of the top quote-unquote 80 carries, but I've heard with the most recent changes to some of these 80 carries that she's actually not bad anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I've not actually seen it played at all, so I can neither really confirm nor deny that, but a semi-reliable source told me.
Oh, I told you. Vladimir. Oh, come on. Come on.
in before it's Orianna Alistar bot.
Which sucks because Vladimir and Lucian, they're about the same range of their attacks, and I believe Vladimir beats Lucian now as soon as he gets his level 6. Like, level
now,
6.
Are we gonna see the heal chief Vladimir? Like bot lane Vladimir with heal? Dude, it's so cheese.
I think might even just run teleport because
it's probably just gonna be teleport flash, but I played against that once and you couldn't kill him. It was so annoying. Even if his Q was on cooldown, it was like, too bad I have heal, so you can't kill me anyways.
I actually played on the first day that they did the new runes and masteries, and then yeah, I had no idea. I was playing Misfortune, right? I was all like, yeah, they haven't touched Misfortune. But Vladimir, I'm like, Vladimir 80 carry? Like, what the heck is going on? And then, next thing you notice, I couldn't do anything. Like, I couldn't do anything for some reason. Because I would just get one shot by Vladimir. And I was
Vladimir's so annoying.
And I'm just like, why do I just instantly die? And what happened there on the draft is that EGM banned Vladimir on the first ban. They're not supposed to even touch Vladimir. It's already been subject to be chosen due to pro draft.
That is awkward.
Awkward. I would try to ban out Vladimir too, but there are so many bans you could put on. I believe there was a lot of focus on Dr. High. And I wouldn't mind a lot of focus on Dr. High. He performed really, really well in his first game. I would actually give MVP to Dr. High because the first like 15 minutes, it was just Dr. High roaming, putting wards, putting down wards, getting hooks, landing hooks, getting a box down, and you know, he was setting up every single play. He was spoon feeding his ADC. He was spoon feeding.
And yeah, and use air quotes when you say ADC on that. It was a brand, but
brand. He was spoon feeding.
ADC.
He was spoon feeding people on his team. Where's my MVP?
Regardless, a lot of action there in that bot lane last game. Let's see if we get to see that again this game, or if perhaps we see the action happening somewhere else.
Shady Souls wants an MVP ranking too. I don't even know him. Oh, he was Wrath? No, Wrath. You didn't do anything until Dr. High set them all behind, alright?
Here's the thing about that.
Oh god.
You stole a blue buff.
Oh yeah, that was it. What was that? The only real highlight we had?
We should put that in the top 10 for next week. Him just walking in and taking the blue buff and walking out. Play number 10.
Play number 10. Taking blue buff and walking out without a scratch.
Yeah. Technically, he did roam bot and help get first blood after that, but we're not going to mention that out loud so that he's...
Yeah, but the first blood was because of Dr. High hooking and flaying Stu, and then...
Minor detail.
Oh.
Minor detail. It was all the jungler, dude.
What? No, he came in right when the guy was already gonna die. Like...
I got you, bro. It was all you.
Lies. Alright, so Vladimir.
Oh, man,
Vladimir ADC.
Please be Tarek ADC and Vladimir support, just to prove a point.
And Alistar, by the way. Dr. High has Alistar.
Tarek, Alistar. I watched the Tarek band go out, and I think I said Tarek there, but yeah, that was an Alistar.
Yeah, but the Alistar though, oh my gosh, dude. Like, I don't even know. First you stopped the Thresh being picked up. But the Alistar being picked up, there was no stopping it. Because there was...
No, and the other thing is, they banned away the brand as well. They decided both of them were a pretty big threat there and just said, you know what, we're not dealing with that no more. That's about enough of that. One time is enough.
I mean, I don't want to say anything bad, but I want to say Brand is sort of easy to play. Like, I'm not joking with that. He's sort of easy to play, so it's not really that much. It's just an easy champion, you know, and his kit is just so good as well. Doesn't have that much escapes. I gotta trust that, but he doesn't need escapes when all his abilities just do pure damage, you know. And then his ult, you just gotta, like, if you're going low health, all you gotta at least do is press that R button before you die. And then by the time you know, you press R and then everyone's dead and you're still alive. It's just like, oh, okay, never mind. But you know,
I did good, guys.
But because of the skill level that it takes to play Bran, and because of the new ways that you can play champions, Bran is just a scary threat, you know.
Yeah, he's worked his way pretty heavily into the meta, really, and take your pick of role, honestly, outside of maybe, I guess, okay, maybe not top or jungle, but no, you know what, I've seen Bran jungle once. It was interesting. Didn't work, but it was interesting. It
was, right?
It was very interesting. You had a couple good ganks that happened because you can just like drop the surprise stun out of a bush or whatever, but that was because I'm at scrub elo and people don't ward enough, so I'd like to think these guys are a little above scrub elo, we'll just say that.
Scrub elo feels bad.
Feels bad indeed. But I'm actually a little interested to see how Darius does into Ornn. Ornn can become a real menace if he gets to the late game. We kind of saw that last game. He didn't really, how do I word it? He didn't really become like the menace I was kind of initially speaking of, but he got really tanky and hard to kill.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see too many Call of the Forge guys really hit the mark that Bloodlust was looking for, though, so we'll see if Cold can get that going for him. And actually, I actually like this comp here from Enigma a little bit better than their last comp. You really only have one tank on the Cynical roster here, and that's going to be Dr. High's Alistar. If you wait until he pops his ult, that Unbreakable is going to give him a lot of resistances. Technically, it's just damage reduction, isn't it? If I remember right, it's just like a damage reduction. It actually doesn't raise resistances. It just says your damage is reduced by 50% from all sources or something. Regardless, that's their only tank. So if you drop the Subjugate from Trundle here onto that Alistar, take away all of his tanky stats, suddenly Cynical has no tank. The downside for Enigma here is Darius can become an absolute monster with his split push if he gets any sort of a lead at all. And they have a pretty solid team fight. Even Cynical has a solid team fight, even if Bloodlust doesn't get into a position where he can 1v5 in a split pushing situation. So they have a little bit of a fallback as well. So I kind of like both comps here, but I actually do kind of like Enigma's a little bit better.
Yeah, and then Cold's thing on that Ornn. He's a good Ornn player, but we did mention this off voice from everyone else while I had us both muted. Ornn he's a tank, and tanks don't do good around this meta. You know what I mean? Like, Cold can only do so much.
And he'll probably struggle pretty hard here against Bloodlust's Darius during the lane phase. Bloodlust did go with that Conqueror rune. I've heard of people going a couple of different runes. The other one that I've heard a lot of is Phase Rush. I think that tends to be more of a solo queue thing. I think I actually mentioned that last week as well, but I think that tends to be more of a solo queue option because you are going to get camped with an immobile Darius in that top lane. So that really just gives you the opportunity to get away from ganks in the early game more than anything. Whereas Conqueror's going to offer you a lot better damage potential. And into something like Ornn, especially in the early game, you can really, really take advantage of that extra damage potential and possibly just completely shut him out of the game.
We are still loading into the game. Hunter E got to feed the hamsters.
Oh, wait, it woke up. It woke up.
It woke up. Yay.
Maybe he fed it too much that it had to take a nap.
You remember that TV show Hamtaro?
Which one?
Hamtaro.
Hamtaro. I can't say I ever watched that show.
No? Is it just me? Probably just me.
Maybe you're just weird and not normal like the rest of us.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not a nice person, man. I'm not a nice person. We still love you.
All right. Yeah, we both said the first same word, or our first word was the same thing.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that was my first word when I first started speaking. Just, all right, we are on the rift. That was my first sentence when I was a baby.
All right, so no one's gonna invade. EGM, they're
Not
risking.
likely.
Yeah, they're risking a 2-0 sweep here, so I think they have to play safe or play aggressive like they're doing, but they are spotted out. So
just getting a little bit of vision, though, probably it looks like, yeah. Just backing off.
They got it.
They got it. Where they're at.
That's good enough, right? That's good enough. Let's go.
Good enough. Good enough. And you can actually do that with a Braum on your side because Concussive Blows is a pretty strong ability, level 1. Well, not ability, technically passive. But he would more than likely be starting Winter's Bite regardless of scenario here, unless he got caught out. He could go with Stand Behind Me, but more often than not, Winter's Bite.
And the ability from Winter's Bite is strong, along with the concussive blows from the passive.
Absolutely. Yeah, that it does a pretty surprising amount of level 1 damage. And yeah, starts up the Winter's Bite passive. So also acts as a slow, so you can get those procs off a little bit easier. And in this case, you actually have people on Lucian, which could proc the stun as well more easily. Regardless, nothing happens on that anyways. Carry on.
I'm not sure if you ever seen this video, Fridge, but it's Fnatic with Tristana Braum, and they take Rocket Jump and Stand By Me first. Hey, have you ever seen that in the...
I'm not exactly sure that I have, but I can see why you might consider doing that. And actually, surprisingly, up in this top lane, a lot of damage being dropped onto Bloodlust, but
yeah,
early level 2 gank here from Hunter does force Cold to flash out of that. That was a lot of damage really quickly up there in the top.
But you can see Bloodlust, though, he needed that help, a little bit of extra help, so that way he can get a little bit of sustain here on the top side. Wombat has level 2, Forsic has to be careful. Dr. High, still level 1. but he's still forced to be reckoned with, or not to be reckoned with, I mean. Once he gets his level 2, he'll be the one in your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Dr. High's so great on this Alistar. It's going to be interesting to see that paired with a Vladimir here in the early game. Alistar usually pretty good at that level 2 point. Is just going to go ahead and knock Stu away. Vladimir, more so a mid to late game champion, especially like after he's like level 6 is generally when you'll see, okay, I got a little bit more kill pressure now. So Dr. High maybe just gonna play this early game a little bit more passively on the Alistar, something that Alistar doesn't necessarily do all that often, but possibly waiting for a spike on the Vlad and the gank in the mid lane.
Yeah, Wombat dodges the Sleepy Bubble Trouble, still gonna get a couple hits there with the slow on that Q-Buy, and Wombat gets the flash. That's the heal from the W, or no, that's his own heal actually, sorry about that. Forsic trying to get away. Hunter, fully loaded. Could get another 2 shots, but can't get anywhere close next to Forsic.
Alright, so initially a pretty good gank there in that mid lane from K9. Went a little bit too hard and started taking tower shots. Wombat wasn't looking a lot of damage. Another little bit of trading in this bot lane. Dr. High got a nice little pulverize and then headbutt to knock Stu back into that bot lane turret. Takes 1 turret shot, a little bit of damage, but not a whole lot else.
Yep, Hunter's gonna get caught out just a little bit from Stu, but Keepo's not in position to retaliate just yet. Don't think Keepo even wants to be too aggressive in this early game. They are pretty far ahead on this lane. They are pretty much in that mid zone area. As soon as they pass that flag around that corner, they're more in the danger zone that could lead to a gank from Hunter. But it's a good thing they do have wards though.
Yeah, and Colt's actually trading pretty nicely up in this top lane on Bloodlust. Running himself a little bit low on the mana, but Bloodlust about half health already. In that mid, a lot of damage.
Oh, Sleepy Bubble Trouble barely misses, but he's gonna keep on going with the auto attacks, and that is gonna be the barrier for the advantage. There goes the flash from Cohen. Oh! I mean Hunter E and Wombat, he goes down. The minions. Oh my goodness.
Scumbag minions.
Those mage minions. I'm telling you, this is the patch for mage, even the minions.
Dude, it might be. But that being said, First Blood did go over to Wombat, so a little bit of extra gold for him. Did burn the barrier there as well, though, so Dust Girls blows procs there onto Dr. Highs for some pretty good damage. Colt's still trading well in this top lane. A little bit surprising. I expected Bloodlust to kind of have his way with the early game to an extent.
Oh, there goes the slow into Dr. High and the flash for the follow. That's going to be the concussive blows being pushed up, and great pulverize, or yeah, headbutt, sorry about that. Headbutt towards the minion for safety. Good play there from Dr. High, he could have died.
Yeah, it did flash to get in range to do that headbutt as well, so good job from him recognizing the situation. And honestly, already Renesca putting down a lot of damage here.
And Forsic gonna miss. There goes the shockwave, and he's under the smoke screen. So Forsic completely blinded and playing way too aggressive there.
Yeah, and Hunter's all over the map right now.
Yep, C9.
Another good headbutt there from Dr. High, getting him to that other side of the pillar that K9 dropped down there, avoiding quite possibly what would have been death.
Yeah, he doesn't have flash. He does have exhaust though.
Some pretty good damage here from Renesca down in this bot lane. Still, Cold trading quite well up there in that top lane.
Renascor?
I know,
No, is that how you pronounce it?
I'm not, I don't have a clue.
I mean, neither.
I'm just saying, I think I switch it pretty much every time.
There goes again.
Three-peat gates down here.
Yep, three-peat. Dr. High, they're gonna be in big trouble. Keepo's gonna go in, not gonna get the final hit, and that is gonna be Renascor with the flash. to be able to get away.
Renescore. I'm gonna call him
I'm as confused as you are. That's, as long as we're on the same page, I'm happy.
All right, perfect. That's what I like to hear. So, continuous repeat ganks there in that bot lane from K9 does finally pay off for him.
Yeah, and Wombat coming in does have the shockwave available. Hunter trying to get the pincer move, but it's not going to be able to. It's just Vladimir at the other side. Vladimir is not an Alistar.
He actually played that extremely aggressively down there in that bot lane. Renescore did. As soon as Dr. High died, thinking he was going to be able to get that extra little bit of healing off from that transfusion, but did not quite. Almost didn't get it in time, but barely managed to get it at the last second. Pulled out, but could have just walked away initially and just said whatever, but he'd almost paid for it with his life there. And looks like we have a phage here from Bloodlust, as well as the Ruby Crystal, which leads me to believe he's probably going for that Black Cleaver. Something I've seen popping up more frequently, as opposed to going for that Black Cleaver. I've seen a lot of Darius players going for a Trinity Force here. I think it's something you do when you're a little bit ahead. You can maybe use it to take an even bigger lead in that 1v1 and really shut down your lane opponent. But in this case, Bloodlust, a little bit of a CS advantage, but not really winning trades. And on top of that, he's against an Ornn and a Braum. Trundle's not necessarily going to build pure tank, but to be able to steal tank stats. So having a Black Cleaver would be really, really good against this. So I'm not surprised to see that even if he did have a lead.
But I'm also a bit surprised here that Dr. High not able to play too aggressive as I thought he would. I mean, his Thresh game was just a lot more in, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and I think part of that is because he's with a Vladimir down here. Vladimir just needs someone there to threaten and engage, and he can scale a little more easily.
Oh, Graves is coming down. Hunter E might be getting caught out here. There goes the pillar. Hunter E does have flash available. That's going to be a flash used up. The Sleepy Bow Trouble lands. That's the subjugate. And Hunter E is going to get taken out by Kipo for the follow-up here. Dr. High does have a ward. Does have vision over the wall. Renescore, think he's just going to stay. Tries to steal. Yeah, why not, right? He's not gonna mess with you. K9 was not gonna mess with Dr. High there, so why not try?
What's he gonna do about it?
Yeah. Look at this, patiently waiting on the side. Dr. High is gonna engage, but here's surprise, surprise. K9 still staying around the bot side. That's gonna be the Glacial Fixer. Hits on Dr. High in the back. That's a redemption as well. Borrowed from the Zoe, and yep, Renescore is gonna go down, but still, Cynical Esports are still in this game. I believe they're doing fairly well. A little bit of mess ups on the start, but everyone has a shaky start here every now and then. I think this tower's gonna go down. For them, but yeah,
Hunter's been making his presence known a little bit everywhere, more so in the mid lane here. So Wombat's sitting in a really good spot. It would be really, really bad to see Forsyth ahead on this Zoe for them, because Zoe just completely able to burst everyone, basically. Exception maybe being Dr. High's Alistar. But you definitely don't want to see something as bursty as a Zoe getting ahead. So I think good on him to try and get Wombat in the mid lane here, a little bit of a lead.
So far, K9's Trundle pick is seem to be paying off so far, you know? It's so good. EGM has already gotten the Drake, so there's really no other objectives at the bot side. They've also have turned in on the tower. So roaming onto the top side is going to be free. Kipo has to be careful. Dr. High is on the side, but so is K9. K9 is coming up. He's going to find Dr. High sitting in the brush there, Stu, and Kipo pretty far away. Subjugate is going to be used up. Going to jump onto Bloodlust here. Bloodlust, he is looking to be in trouble. That's going to be the concussive blow. 2 more shots for Lucian. Gets the stun there from the Sleepy Bow Trouble. And Dr. High being chased down. Forsyth showing so much advantage there. Zoe is such a strong champion as well. well. But there goes EGM though. This is completely a different EGM from game 1.
Yeah, I completely agree. And Forsic already putting a lot of damage on Dr. I. A trade happening in this bot side, but
last cone available. Hunter E is gonna go over the wall. That's gonna be the shockwave shutdown kill on top of K9. But Forsic on the side has the sleepy bubble trouble. Hunter E has to be careful. Not gonna be able to jump back towards the wall, and he gets the kill. Forsic gets it on top of Wombat. Bloodlust back. Running to try to get more blood here. Sleepy bubble trouble again. That's gonna be the sleep, and it somehow got canceled out, but does not matter. Kipo gets the kill on top of Bloodlust.
Did they? Let's see. I want to say Hunters got that Rift Herald. Did anyone pick that up?
Yes, that would be Kipo. Kipo has it. I see the buff on him.
Okay, gotcha. I was gonna say, wait, Kipo. I thought that got stolen.
But yeah, I thought it got stolen too.
I thought I saw Hunter's icon pop up when it said that they whatever. Kipo's got it apparently. It might have been a glitch.
Yeah, I mean,
correct me if I'm wrong, someone watching, but I'm pretty sure I saw Hunter's name pop up for that, or maybe that was for picking up the kill onto K9. It might have been for picking up the kill onto K9 too, I guess. Maybe I'm judging the situation here. I guess I just saw his picture pop up and I was like, oh, they stole it.
If you think about it, K9 was on a killing spree since they changed killing sprees to just 2-0.
Gotcha, that was indeed the Trundle then.
Yeah, and Forsic might be getting killed off here. Call the Forge God, and that is a ton of damage on top of Hunter.
Oh,
great shockwave from Wombat here. Lands on 3 members, but is it going to be enough? That is going to be the hero playing for Rediscore. Rediscore goes fully on in. Picks up the kill for K9 on top of Dr. High, and that is going to be the reverse turnaround for Cynical Esports here.
So despite how well Enigma's been doing in this early game, a really great shockwave from Wombat, and this game got kind of turned around now. They're still a little bit behind, about 2,500 gold behind, but that was exactly the Wombat that Cynical needed. It allowed for a pretty easy Hemoplague there from Rediscore, and it was just pure burst after that.
There goes the Rift being summoned.
Drops here in the mid.
Yeah, the other way though, but doesn't matter. Still good. Dr. High can actually push this Rift away, can he? No, he can't.
I
thought he could. I mean, you can stun it.
Yeah, you can stun it. Now, one of the best interactions I saw was a Poppy just ulting it way back to base. It was great.
I also heard from a really high diamond player that you can summon the Rift at the Krugs and it will get stuck.
Yeah, it will get stuck and then you can just utilize it whenever you want.
Oh, Glacial Fisher here on the engage too. Taking up the front, Dr. High all by himself. This fight or flight time, and it looks to be a fight here because everyone's going in for EGM on top of Cynical Esports. Bloodlust on the front. That shockwave not going to hit on anyone. Hunter E on the chase too. Misses out the Winter Spite. Unbreakable as well. The chase will probably not go on, but K is still looking for that Trundle pillar to get the re-engage.
1-for-2 trade there in favor of Enigma, but low health bar here onto Stu, low mana bar onto Kipo. This Zoe pick here, though, is something to watch out for regardless of health and mana bars, because that is a lot of bursts that she's starting to be able to do.
Also has a bit of gold, almost 1,000 to go back to base and buy. And by the way, Buckeye did mention that when the Rift is charging, or is preparing to charge, I guess. Yeah, prepares to charge. It's invincible. Can't move it, can't stop it. It's gonna charge.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's, I see.
All right, Buckeye, thank you for that so much. Yeah, a bit of moment of silence here.
I had to take a drink there. I was dying a little bit.
For our fallen comrades.
All right, so, and actually, I feel like we haven't really said much about it, but Kipo's sitting at 7-0 right now.
Oh yeah. I didn't want to say anything.
You've been saying a lot about K9's Trundle and how he's been playing well. Zoe landing some sleepy trouble bubbles here. Have not really mentioned Kipo and how well he's been doing in these fights. Sitting at 702, so he's definitely pretty scary right now.
He's up missing out on farm just a little bit, but that's because of so many fighting going around on the map. I mean, there's 20 kills on the scoreboard, and there's only almost 18 minutes into the game, so there's definitely been more than 1 kill per minute so far, but seems like everything has calmed down here just a little bit, but I may have spoken too soon, because right here, EGM, they have the pinch to move on to Wombat. Wombat does not know about this. He does have flash, might be able to go over the wall, gets knocked out, but fails the flash! Wombat's gonna get taken out by Cold!
That is definitely a feels bad right there. Unfortunately, not able to get away with that flash. Honestly, might not have done him any good. Anyways, could have easily been followed up by Kipo at the very least. It's gonna result in
flash from
damage.
4-6. That was a borrowed flash, by the way. Portal jumps, Hunter on the backside, has to be careful, does have flash in case anything goes wrong before Forsic. Now changing those battle stars directly onto Hunter, but still, I believe, no, Bloodlust is coming back, Wombat is alive, does have Shockwave, everyone is stepping on each other's feet right now, and that's gonna be EGM, full Hemo Plague on 5, and Bloodlust coming back into the game here. Wombat, he's coming in, where's the ball gonna land, and it's gonna be about short though. Not going to be able to get the ball in there on all the low health AGM players here.
Yeah, and quite a few low health bars here from EGM, but not quite able to get the play they were looking for on the side of Cynical. It was almost an extremely risky play there from Reniscore to drop that Hemo Plague. Got himself caught out, but did manage to get the pool off, and while he was in the pool, it popped to give him quite a lot of health back, saved his life. Without a doubt, but Bloodlust does end up paying for that initial trade with his life. Not anything happening off the backside of it. You mentioned the unfortunate play there from Wombat, not quite able to get the ball in range to drop that Shockwave that could have been a major fight swinger.
And also, Reniscore, I mean, yeah, maybe it was a little bit awkward, but best Hemo Plague, to be honest. He caught onto 5 people, and
well, right. It was a great Hemo Plague, but it was just there wasn't
anyone,
enough people there. There wasn't enough people there to really follow up with him at the time that he dropped it.
I mean, he had no choice. They were all so perfectly on top of each other. It was so juicy, and potentially he could have actually knocked them all out. He could have.
And in all honesty, he probably saved that mid-inhib tower for doing it as well. Almost paid for it with his life, but he didn't. Bloodlust did. But I guess that's the price you pay for saving that inhib tower, I suppose.
Yeah, great Hemo Plague, but no follow from the rest of the team. Wombat was on a fresh timer. He was dead. Baron being started up, this is a bit awkward because Cynical Esports, they have vision of this. They also have the Aloe-Star. They have so much Wombo combo here on the potential, and this time Wombat is here. There goes Call the Forge, got Sleepy Bone Trouble as well. Gets a 2-man knockup on top of Wombat and on top of Hunter E. Here goes the full-on engage from Reniscore. Got the Hemo Plague on too, but no one dies. Now going back to sleep on Dr. High. Double kill for Kipo. Bloodlust, only sole survivor of real damage as Reniscore. Just making plans to go back on that trip to base. Not able to get out. Hunter E gets hit by the pillar. Not going to be able to get blocked up. Kipo catches up on top of Hunter E. Reniscore, only one alive. Does not have Hemo Plague. Wombat died with the Orianna ult. Didn't get a chance to use it because of the CC that EGM put. But this could be potentially...
Yeah, he was bursted down so quickly, and that definitely, we mentioned a couple times and in a couple of the fights earlier on, how much he's changed these fights with those shockwaves, and what he could have done had that shockwave gotten to go off there. But great job there from EGM, recognizing that they had a couple of members caught over there and bursting them out immediately, one of them, of course, being Wombat, so taking a huge threat out of that team fight.
Yeah, Wombat was trying to get into position or trying to block Paddle Star. I wouldn't try to block the Paddle Star. Whoever gets caught with the sleepy bubble trouble, I say I tip my hat to you and good luck, because I ain't blocking, you know? I ain't blocking. I'm trying to help out the team here, okay?
It's been nice knowing you, buddy. See ya.
Yeah, because
you're on your own.
being picked by the Zoe, you might as well just be on your own, because it's not going to be that easy to block these Paddle Stars anymore. Lichbane is built up, Luden's Echo, and then Kipo, oh man, he's just an anti-Vladimir 1v1 now, because he has a Hex Drinker and he's going to build them all soon.
Yeah, we'll be finishing that up here pretty soon. It looks like 12-0-3 for him. Mentioned a little behind in the PS, but
Stu gonna get a little bit caught up, gets a Glacier Fixture, and that is a huge knockup and a 4-man Shockwave in the back for Wombat. Dr. High almost getting to be killed off here, does get the flash out. K9 still has to run away, and Kipo gets the calling. That's gonna be the Hemo flank from Rediscore, but Rediscore still does not have damage, and looks like K9 gets the wrong impression there, goes back in and loses his life for nothing.
wow, so a lot of chaos in these. You saw what the Shockwave can do. A 4-man Shockwave there completely turns that fight in the favor of Cynical.
Oh, Dr. High going in. Let's see if Cynical Esports are going to be able to back him up on this, but Hunter and Rediscore sticking to the back. They don't want any of that fight.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of miscommunication there from Cynicals. It looks like Dr. High thought they might be able to have that pick there, but not everyone on the same page as he went in. Did get bursted out, and they lose the Dragon there, unfortunately for them.
Dr. High was on chapter 11 while everyone was on chapter 8.
He's just a fast reader, bro.
Yeah. No, he skims through everything. He's all like, this is a lot of useless, important information. Let's just go in right here, right now. I mean, it was a good jump in too, but yeah, just a little bit of mispositioning.
It's a good idea. Yeah. No, I think maybe everyone wasn't quite on the same page there. A little bit of a misplay.
Yeah. I mean, start kicking them while they're still down, you know what I mean?
I mean, it's always easier to do it that way. Why would I want to be the one to take them down when I could just kick them while they're already down?
Yeah. That's what Dr. High was trying to do. Try to do that. Oh, these super minions. They have collided on top of the Nexus. Bloodlust has to turn around. But, you know, EGM, they have eyes on the prize. Baron being started up. Gonna be canceled out. They can play this very patiently here. They can see Saul.
They can see something. Yeah, they can see something very, very easily for a long time. Really don't even need to fully commit to this. They can back off this again if they wanted to.
Yep, there goes the damage over the wall. Glacial Fissure hits onto no one. Wombat is ready. Pillar is going to be used up there, and Forcing. Oh, great Hemo Plague right inside, but gets slept on. Renek's score almost goes down. Call the Force God is going to be called upon, and Cold, the man, the myth, the legend, he's still taking up that Baron. No steal here from Hunter E. Cold slams towards the wall. Bloodlust goes in, gets taken out, and that is going to be still 4 members alive for Cynical Esports, but EGM come out on top for taking Baron.
Yeah, so only Bloodlust dropping there. Not the end of the world there for Cynical, but they did lose that Baron, and they are just about to lose this first Nexus tower here. Very, very close on that Nexus tower, but good play there from EGM, recognizing they could play that slowly, take that Baron pretty easily, and actually a pretty close attempt from Hunter there on that steal, not quite getting there in time, but worth the try without a doubt. That certainly could have swung this game heavily in their favor had he been able to steal it.
Yep, and huge swing. Seems like the ball is on the court for EGM. Stu able to go in the front, and as I mentioned before, this is an entirely different EGM. Normally you see everyone roaming around by themselves, and Cold just basically not able to do too much, but now he is, and there goes the teleport right on top of the minion. Cold wanted to go in on this. He did push up the top wave. The top wave is fine by itself. Another wave is gonna about to pretty much collapse or collide with the wave that he has already developed. So that wave is going to be able to take down that tier 2 top tower without the use of any champions at all, just all minion power. But this siege though, siege minion blasting that inhibitor tower down. Forsic did do a lot of damage. Forsic here, call the force cause being called upon here. Huge engage. Sue misses out on the ult there. Wombat is the target, but gets away with the shockwave, and Bloodlust once again is gonna be able to get picked off here for EGM, and now EGM can play this slow. They can get the second in him, or they can just start shooting for the Nexus towers. That's gonna be Keepo going in. Great tower. Hemoplague does nothing. Hunter E trying to escape. Good flash from Dr. High as well. Trying to save this blade. Called necessary charge. Drowsiness from Dr. High gets stopped from before he gets to the fountain. Hunter E still safe, so is Wombat, but no shockwave, no collateral damage. There goes the stun and the unbreakable, and a double kill for Keepo. Nexus Tower is going to be next here, and this is going to be victory for EGM. Oriana goes in, gets the shutdown kill with the Forsic, gets a double kill on top of Stu, but that is not going to be enough.
All right, so a lot of chaos actually happening there, and all the way going in favor of EGM. Pretty much. There's a couple members there, but really, really great fight there from them, picking up a few kills there at the end on Keepo and ending the game. All right, so that looked like an entirely new EGM team there going into that second game. Turned that around really, really nicely after game one, and Keepo having a spectacular 15-0 performance on this Lucian pick.
Oof. I mean, the way I mentioned it before was Team Enigma. They had a good draft, but they just kept on getting picked after pick after pick. And then I was a little bit worried, by the way, too. And the picks were happening because of Dr. High on the Thresh. Not because of what everyone else did. It was all Dr. High. That's what I'm going to give the MVP to for game number 1 for Cynical Esports. And then as soon as they got rid of Thresh and they started focusing on the support, Dr. High was forced to pick up the Alistar because he's also really good with the Alistar, but not ending at the same result at all. I mean, Bran being a huge part of the ban as well. Bran, like I mentioned before, one of those easier champions to play, and it's just a huge difference when you're not facing the Bran and the Thresh together at the bot lane. I believe Stu had like 0 and 6 within 10 minutes of the game.
I'm trying to remember what exactly that score was at that point, but definitely a very good game there. Let's see. We had Keepo was so fed. Holy crap! I didn't even look at the damage charts, dude. I'm an amateur.
Oh, I'll bring him up.
Don't bring up last game's damage chart.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna see if it updates. It looks like it did, but hold on, I gotta make sure.
You put it on the screen.
Yeah. It's because I don't know why. Like sometimes it updates, sometimes it doesn't. I even noticed when we were loading into the screen, into my other overlay, and it did not load up. It was supposed to switch sides, but it didn't do it. So it did not do that, and the damage chart really didn't take effect either. Hopefully it's right. But either way, I'm doing my best to always keep everything up to date. I have a decent computer. I don't have the best computer, If you guys want to see better results, hit that donate button because it would really help out, and you guys would really see so much I can do, or so much more I can actually do. You know what I mean? But until then, whatever we see is whatever we get. So, by the way, I'm gonna keep on doing my best at that. So, this is the damage charts. Game number 2. It's really, really. I'm not gonna say Cynical Esports were all out and gone out of this game. I mean, you still see Wombat putting in damage, and he put in almost as much as Keepo, so that means Wombat was still doing a great job no matter what.
Yeah, and he still had some insane shockwaves there in some of those fights. You saw the couple of times that they managed to take Wombat out early on in a fight before the shockwave was able to go off. They won those fights pretty handily, but Wombat really turned a lot of those fights that they won in Cynical's favor.
And then Reniscore, I mean, I felt like it was a bit awkward because maybe a bit of miscommunication, especially for Bloodlust. I mean, I gotta feel bad for Bloodlust here. He went front, okay, and always going to the front. That's his job. That's what he was doing. But by the time he gets to the front, everyone of Cynical Esports was already backing off. It was the same thing with Dr. High. Dr. High went in front when he saw the advantage, but everyone else was backing off. Bloodless saw an advantage, so he went in front, but everyone else was backing off. And then, especially for Reniscore, he can't be the one backing off. He has to be in the front. Wombat can back off because shockwaves can be used timely, especially when Braum has the Unbreakable up. You got to wait for some cooldowns to be dropped down in order to land a beautiful shockwave. You can't just do it automatically unless something happens and it was right then and there and it just happened at that time. But either way, it was still good.
Yeah, a little bit of a rough game there for Bloodlust, and I think he didn't really lose the lane phase, but he did lose a lot of the trades in the lane phase. But he did come out with a CS advantage, despite getting a lot of pressure up there in that top lane. And as you mentioned, just kind of frontlining and potential miscommunications there, possibly happening from Cynical, as he ended up kind of being at the front when the rest of his team was not necessarily in a position that would have favored that.
Yeah, so, I mean, regardless, it was still a great game. EGM, they pulled out of it. They understood what mistakes they were making. It wasn't too much on the draft. It was more like they weren't playing as a team. Everyone was pretty much an Easter egg out there on a Sunday. Everyone's getting picked, basically, one by one. Cold couldn't do anything. Poor Cold. He did so well early game and still couldn't get a full 5v5 with his teammates at all. It was more like 3v5 most of the times. Just like what Dr. High said,
yeah,
going to game 3 soon. And until then, we'll see you guys here for game number 3. So don't go anywhere as we will go on an intermission.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares through. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe. pointing, blaming you, you did not know. Oh. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas, oh you meant the world to me. Oh you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, oh I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas, oh you meant the world to me.
Bringing in that hammer, we got tiebreaker here in the ABL Series Week 5, Day 2 between Cynical Esports and Team Enigma. So, Bridge, what do we got to say about this game so far?
What do we have to say about this game? Very, very close series so far. It's been pretty exciting to watch past, I should say. But I don't know what to exactly expect out of Game 3. I'm anticipating we do see the brand already banned away, but quite possibly see that Thresh taken off the board as well. CYN Morgana taken off the board here from Cynical. I guess deciding that in that first game that Morgana was maybe a little bit annoying, despite the fact that they did win. Braum also taken off the board here. A very, very solid Braum played last game by Stu, as they pretty handily won that game too.
Yep, and Braum was one of those really nasty support picks, by the way. Real nasty. I mean, Braum played so big on the part for his team. And, it's time to get retired at this point. Thresh is going to be picked up. That may be a huge, huge mistake for Enigma. But since they've seen Dr. High play Thresh before, they might be ready this time.
Kaisa was left up here as well. Now, my question is this going to be one of those mid lane Kaisas that I've seen people start running a funnel strategy with Kaisa on the mid lane? And also, obviously the traditional AD carry spot that we've seen Kaisa in the past. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to see here, but I'm kind of interested moving forward in the draft to see how this fills out. Tarek picked up very, very possibly looking like it's going to be some sort of a funnel strategy here.
Yeah, that is a strong possibility, but either way, still Kaisa Tarek pickup, really huge. I mean, I can't wrap my head around this, but if Dr. High starts an engage and Tarek can just pop that R and just be totally ready for it. Tarek is just a one button, no one can die kind of champion. It works really well with the Vladimir, insanely well actually, just way too good with the Vladimir, because by the time you press that ult on the Tarek, along with the Singwin pull, Vladimir just comes up right after Singwin pull, immortal. And either way though, like I feel like EGM, they're playing a bit differently here. They're choosing a bit differently. The Zoe was left open and it's picked up for the side of Cynical Esports as well. But the Graves though, left open for, I believe that is Ren here.
This game is going to be K9. Taking that Graves, yep.
Yeah, but K9 coming in fresh though.
Zoe staying on the blue side here this time in the hands of Cynical Gaming. Wombat's going to be grabbing that up for himself. I think it's a good idea to take that away from Forsic. He played that pretty well in the last game. I will say that Wombat had a pretty solid game in that mid lane in the 1v1. Got a little bit of help there from Hunter as well, which certainly helped him out, helped him get a bit of a lead, but opting away from that Orianna that he picked in game 1 and game 2 here in this case to steal away the Zoe. Last couple bans coming out here are so far from Enigma. They were targeted towards the jungle, banning out that Xin Zhao and the Sejuani. Just trying to take away some of Wrath's comfort picks here. Talon taken out on the side of Cynical. We're waiting to see what this last ban might be. Now, Talon has been a pretty strong pick in the mid lane. I actually haven't seen it a ton, but it's actually been one of the upper tier mid laners here for the past couple patches here. Malzahar actually being taken off of the board as well. Now, Malzahar, I'm sure, very likely being targeted here to Forsic.
Orianna.
Yeah, so we're going to see if Forsic's Orianna can match that of Wombat's. Wombat had a couple of really good games on that Orianna so far. It really kind of trying his best to carry some of those team fights in that last game with that shockwave.
Very similar picks, opposite sides.
Yeah, interesting to see that picking up pretty much the opposite team comp. Now, Kindred will be taken again. I can't remember what. I want to say, was that K? I think it was K9 that picked that in game 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay, so that's they're just kind of trading champs from the past 2 games. Like, yeah, I guess, you know, swap over comps and see who can play what comp better.
Ooh, a Malphite. Interesting.
Malphite.
Malphite, not Malrun, Malphite. I don't know if you ever seen that video.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Don't make me tell my bear joke.
But Malphite, what's gonna go good against Malphite here? Someone is not gonna die. Maybe a Kled.
Someone who is not gonna die. Well, Nautilus!
What? Nautilus top? Wait, is that a mistake? Ask if that's a mistake.
Oh, dude, don't be a mistake. I love you. Nautilus is my bae, dude. Other than Gangplank. Ouch, that's my fucking toe. All
not right. Legit? Oh my god, please let it be legit. I want to see this Nautilus top. I'm not even kidding.
I knew Cold was my cousin all along.
Oh, secret cousin.
Doesn't know it, but low-key my cousin. And now everyone knows. Alright, so
yeah,
I'm excited to see. It's been a long time since I've seen Nautilus played top in a competitive game. I mean, I saw Nautilus play top earlier today, but it was me playing it. So
I saw it in Earth. Does
I
that
don't count?
count? Does
I don't see why not. That's competitive.
Yeah, Earth is really competitive.
For me, it is.
People lose friendships over Earth. If you lose friendships over a video game, then it's competitive.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a little surprising to hear you say that over Earth. I can understand Monopoly, like, where you just like do the table flip and walk out and be like, I'm done talking to you, man. We're done here. I'm out.
Audi 5000.
Oh man.
I don't know if anyone still says that, but Audi 5000.
I do, dude. That's like one of my favorite quotes.
Oh, that's good.
A little interested to see the Malphite versus Nautilus here, though. Malphite obviously stacking armor quite well. Nautilus being picked here with some AP damage to go against that. But the only problem, all right, so I feel like we might see Nautilus a little bit more often. If it weren't for his early game mana costs, he's so hard to balance mana correctly with in the early game. Between kind of trying to use some of your Riptides to both clear the wave and poke your enemy a little bit at the same time. He does do a lot of damage, like surprising amounts of damage for a tank, but it's at the cost of a lot of mana, and you can't continually push out those Riptides because they do cost a little bit of mana, to say the very least. That being said, if you're going to continue to throw rocks on this Malphite pick, you will find yourself with a pretty low mana bar as well. And yeah, no, Turtles is right. I do need to change my shorts.
Your shorts?
Yeah,
No, never mind. Never mind, I ask. I don't
I was
care.
gonna say I'm not gonna go into. Yeah.
Yeah, don't even tell me. Don't.
I won't go into further details, so you can read it.
Talking Turtles. Oh my god. I wasn't even paying attention. Come on, Turtles. What's wrong with you?
Can fridges do that?
Oh my god, I'm gonna time you out. I'm gonna
Don't do that, I liked it.
He has to say sorry for that comment.
Don't say sorry. Do not, never apologize for that.
Well, don't ask me if you're wrong. I'm not sure. I'm not the judge of right or wrong. Okay, I'm just want to spend my time here, do what I gotta do, and go on with my life. Oh God, freaking talking turtles! I swear.
Do not apologize.
This is why turtles.
Do not do it.
This is why turtles need to just stay being a turtle, okay? And
I like turtles.
And not able to chat on Twitch chat at all. They say the weirdest things.
I mean, I'm an appliance,
Oh,
and apparently, I can talk and play games. Allegedly.
allegedly. But appliance is not that bad. Remember the brave little toaster?
What happened to it? Did it fall in the bathtub?
No. They're just good people. Appliances are just good appliances, you know?
Maybe. Not all of us are.
What happened to the Legend Hunter? Well, the way Seneco Esports plays is they always switch out members every single game 1, game 2, and game 3. They don't stick with the same members all the time. They always switch it out.
They like change,
They like change.
which is why they should play Kha'Zix, because he thinks change is good.
See, there
But he
it goes
says it in a
again.
really creepy voice.
Change
What?
is good.
Yeah. That's not even close to all of it, Turtles. You haven't seen the least of it yet. So I'll be a little bit interested to hear if Cold opts in for a grasp of the Undying, or if he decides to go for what's its nuts now. Words. Tell me words. Actually, though, I can't think of it right now. What's the word?
Not even I know. Not even I
Come
know.
on, man. Come on, man.
What?
The other
What?
rune.
No.
The other rune. That one other rune.
Oh, Hell of Blades.
No, not
Oh.
quite. Aftershock was the one I was thinking about. I thought of it right as he typed it.
No,
Aftershock.
he typed it right as he thought of it. Oh,
I'm gonna. You know what? Whatever. I'll let you have that one. You do you. But yeah, no. I thought of that. I couldn't think of that word for a second there. But yeah, I was interested to see if he'll go for the grasp or the aftershock here. Aftershock does offer a little bit better trade potential when you land your CC and get an all-in combo. Nautilus kind of favors the shorter little trades, getting your snare off, dropping a Riptide, hitting W, and getting that auto attack reset with your shield to get some burn. Maybe throwing a couple of those auto attacks in there if Bloodlust decides to stay in that range. But in this case, with a Malphite going against him, he should win most of these trades, as long as he doesn't overstay them, I guess would be maybe the way of saying it.
so still in the loading screen for game number 3. Still waiting. The spectator
Jeopardy
delay.
music.
No, we have the tiebreaker music, dropping the hammer on these boys because they have went into a tiebreaker. Ba-da-da-ba. But I was gonna say that EGM, even if they win tonight or lose, whatever it is, they needed a 2-0 sweep in order to stay tied up with the number 1 team. So possibly they could EGM could be facing to be the number 3 team or the 3rd team in the seed or the 2nd team in the seed, which aren't that bad. I think EGM are looking to try to get 1 week off, and the only way to do that, EGM, is to work your butts off and get into you know, the first or second seed, whichever one.
Or you can pay Fridge lots of money if you want, and I'll see what I can arrange with Zohan. Also, small print, no promises. But I'm keeping the money.
Yeah, sign it in blood. Dr. High? Oh, Kipo, please. Kipo, no! Kipo, no! He's gonna get ganked up here. There goes the hook, lands, and Kipo is dead. First blood to Wombat.
Yeah, not quite in range to get that flash over the wall. Good timing on that hook from Dr. High there.
Look at the pings, red pings.
Yeah, they're I think they're aware by now of what's going on there, and at the end of the day, all they really do is they go and grab that ward on the blue buff there, and call it a successful invade after that kill.
I once again want to stress this out that Dr. High is on Thresh, okay? Dr. High on Thresh. And Kipo disrespects his Thresh. He didn't even want to put a ward down. He walked up to the brush where potentially all of these people could be sitting in there waiting for a helpless player to walk in front of them just to get hooked. It happened.
Okay, Dr. High got Thresh. Nobody panic. Nobody panic.
Oh, you gotta panic. You gotta panic.
No, they did leave it up though, so they think they maybe have something to go against it. And by the way, the aftershock is what was taken up there by Cold.
Oh,
for all of you that probably don't care, but
yeah, no, I care. You're talking about it like we all have to care, but I care because aftershock.
I made sure that we cared about it.
Yeah, aftershock is big though on Nautilus top.
Oh, it's big on Nautilus in general.
Oh, K9. Low health. Oh, that's a great hook from EGM Cold there from the Nautilus. Dr. High has to be careful. Caustic wounds. Just doing a lot of damage onto Dr. High. Stu not going to be able to take up one of those tower shots, but good play from EGM though. They evened out the score now, 1 for 1.
Yeah, and a good flash hook there from Cold up in the top lane to help out K9 there. That being said though, he's able to make that roam because he shoved this wave, but he missed a lot of minions shoving it. That Riptide not picking up a lot of those last hits, just kind of shoving more so.
Oh, there goes the ignite. Renascore has to be careful. Does get the run. Great hook from Dr. High. Stops Keeples from flash and healing to get close enough for that Acadian Rain, which could have been pretty much worth it there. Stu's Dazzle facing the wrong way. He's trying to hit the top laners, but they're too high up there.
You know, never know. Maybe he got buffed. Range buff. I can only imagine. Trying to get that snipe there from Kipo was, but good body block there from Dr. High.
Yep, Cold winning off the fight. Gonna get the anchor toss onto the terrain there. Gonna be able to just get out of there alive. Doesn't have teleport, used it up onto the fight against Wrath, which was very worth it.
That is the nice thing there about Nautilus is the ability to just hook onto a wall to get out of an unfavorable trade. If you find yourself in a bad position, you don't have to use your flash, or in this case doesn't have his flash, so good for him to be able to recognize he's getting ganked, get the heck out of there.
K9 has the advantage here. If Dr. High decides to play aggressive, all of a sudden, as in just a few more seconds, they can get the pincer move on top of Dr. High or on Renascore, who does not have any of his summoner spells. Seems like Kipo, though, has to push the wave.
Yeah, it won't take long to clear this wave, though, and that's a pretty big risk on the potential tower dive there, and it seems like EGM probably recognizes that as K9 is just going to kind of walk away now.
And over the ward, too, that Dr. High plays down to try brush.
Yeah, definitely did get spotted out there on his way out.
People
But so
understands.
far, yeah. As it turns out. not a ton of action after just those little level 1s, level 1, level 2s that were happening, but I take a weird obsession in this top lane matchup because I'm obsessed with Nautilus, but interested to see what he does with this lead now. He's got about a 10 CS lead built up for himself and the 1 kill, so does back build a Bomby Cinder on his first back here. So will more than likely finish that Sunfire cape before he goes for anything else, but that will offer him some pretty solid trade potential up there in the top lane, as well as stacking out of that wave that he's already got with the Riptide.
Note to self: when Nautilus is being played and Bridge is casting, no other lane matters.
no other lane matters anyways, but like, you're not gonna hear about any other lanes.
Yeah.
I was about to say something about K's CS lead, about 13 CS technically, but I round up because it sounds better.
Yeah.
But about a 10 CS. Stop CSing, guys. I need just a nice round even number here. But a pretty significant CS advantage for him for how early it is.
Look at that hook, not as threatening. Cancels both teams, by the way.
Dude, they're doing something in the PvE now that I'm not happy about, so they're nerfing teleport apparently, right?
By how much?
And they're adding 1 minute to the cooldown and making it so that if you cancel it or if it gets canceled, it doesn't get reduced CDI, or it doesn't get reduced on the timer or whatever. Because normally if it gets canceled, it gets the cooldown, it gets cut in like half. But they're making it so it's not gonna get cut anymore. I'm really sad, dude.
Oh, great flash play and the lantern toss. That's gonna be Stu. That is gonna be left behind. Kipo is already long and gone. The heal's gonna be used up, trying to save his support. I mean, and once again, Stu against the Thresh, getting picked off, but not that bad anymore though. We would have already seen like 10 deaths on Stu right now.
Ouch, savage.
Yeah.
I think maybe just Stu seems like he was in a dead spot regardless. Wow, a lot of damage there coming out from Renescore's Lucian here. But I think Stu was pretty much just dead either way there, so I think maybe shouldn't have burned his flash there.
Oh, a little bit of a flank here from K9. Not able to continue on with that because he fell asleep. It is the time of night to be falling asleep around. So.
It is kind of getting to that time. a little bit of a later start than initially planned, but this game could have been at the 19-minute mark right now. Dang it, guys. But no, we have actually Bloodlust here in the top lane's gonna have to back. He has no mana, but he's pretty pushed in, so it's gonna be hard for him to find a good time to back. May very well just back right now and just walk it back, but hook missing there in the bot side. Stun missing. Good dash there from Renescore. I've said it like 11,000 different ways tonight. I'm not gonna lie. I think I say it a different way every time.
But yeah, trying to play aggressive against the 2 level 6. Renescore does not have mana though. So that's a huge advantage for the bot lane on EGM, and Dr. High is going to get pincer move here. There goes the stun. It's going to land. The box is going to be placed down. Kipo also doesn't have mana, and that dragon does not like Kipo at all. Just continue on with the aggro. Has to fall back on Zoe, which is being played by Wombat. I mean, Wombat playing Zoe. Oh, I said it right the first time.
No, you had it right.
Yeah, I don't know why I doubt myself again.
You're double thinking it because 4-6 the one that just played it. Maybe, I don't know.
It's like on a math test, you know. I haven't answered B in a while.
Right, you just gotta throw it out there just in case. Just doesn't seem right. So it's gotta be. You know, it's probably not the right answer, but I haven't answered B in a while, so it's gotta be.
Yeah. Escapes though. Other gold leads, by the way. Wombat has 104 CS to 69. That's insane.
Yeah, very significant CS advantage here in the mid lane for Wombat. over that 10 CS per minute mark.
And
Gonna have a pretty good time going into this mid game. Plus, yeah, I think you're maybe about to mention the kill as well. He's looking like he's gonna be pretty strong here. Hook just barely landing short from Dr. High there.
Dr. High's first item is to complete those Moby boots, and then for both Wombat and Forsic, I'm 100% sure they are both going to be getting the Luden's Echo, so that is a ton of damage. K9 is here, Shockwave is available, but Forsic is low on health. Has to use the barrier to mitigate all that damage. Kipo and Stu gonna roam back up on top. Has to be careful with Dr. High though. He's a fast one. Faster than Usain Bolt right now.
I don't know if I go that far, but well, he is Dr. High's a marathon runner.
Oh,
He's gonna run all the way to that top lane soon.
that is a huge pickup. Kipo gonna go down. Stu does have the ult, but that does not matter. Gets the stun onto 2 with the dazzle. Bloodlust is just gonna go ahead and bury the grave here. Gets the ult as well, and Renascore picks up the double.
Yeah, really, really good catch there. An insanely good hook there from Dr. High onto Kipo. Kipo died relatively quickly there, and Stu tried desperately to get the save with the Cosmic Radiance. Was not quite in time, and unfortunately, there is that slight little delay on that, so if you are able to burst the enemy champion down before that actually goes off, then makes no difference whether he used it or not then, basically. That's exactly what happened to Kipo there.
Good take.
A little bit of a fight there for that Scuttlecrab. Does go over to Forsic, but very close attempt there from Wombat. And meanwhile, while Bloodlust spent that time down in the bot lane, you had Cold just kind of free pushing this top lane, taking this top tower pretty low here, down about a little bit above the 1/3 mark.
Oh, also, I wanted to mention that Renascore on the side of Cynical Esports finally playing an 80 carry. He went 2 mages, game 1
That is
and
true.
2.
That is true. Yeah, that's true. Fair point. A little bit of an aggression, a little bit of an aggressive play there from Wombat, throwing that Ignite down on the Forsic, taking a lot of health.
Dr. High with the play again, but that's going to be Stu with a double stun from his Dazzle. That's going to be the calling being used up, and Wombat being chased down, and another fight coming up onto the top side. Collateral damage is available if K9 wants to use it on Wombat.
Ooh,
Forsic.
good. He drove a little.
Yeah, that was a good one. Killer Instinct still available on Kipo. Everyone is fighting on the map right now. There's so much pressure. Towers are... Wait, no. The towers for top and mid are untouched. I believe the tower here, a little bit touched, but still main advantage is all around at the bot side, so that's why Renascore and Dr. High playing really aggressive. That they are able to kill off Kipo and Stu, or maybe K9. They could potentially pick up the first tower of the game very much soon.
Yeah, definitely. And outside of Bloodlust leaving top lane for a little bit there, Cold's not likely to put quite enough pressure onto this top tower to get the first turret before it falls somewhere else. So very likely the case, like you mentioned, that something may happen in this bot lane, and Renascore and Dr. High could potentially try to make that top turret fall, or that first turret fall in their favor down here.
Alright, so right now...
We have both junglers hovering around this bot side.
and K9 has made it to the lane first, but there's just nothing for him here. Look at Dr. High just laughing like, you can't catch me, but no, he's gonna walk into the brush here. That's gonna be the hook. It's gonna miss. Kipo throws out the Void Seeker. Not gonna be able to get anything there. Stu has the ult down. Kipo, though, he's still staying in the front. Does have the overload. Gonna be able to walk away. That could have been really, really tough here on the fight. Dr. High doesn't seem like he's gonna give up that easily, though.
Good on Cynical. Good on Cynical there, though, too. Ooh, does miss that hook.
Yeah, that was big. That was a big miss from Dr. High, but I think he's still good.
But I was gonna say, that's a really good job there from Cynical to still burn out the Cosmic Radiance, really just in exchange for that bubble that Wombat threw out.
Oh,
Another
little bit of fight here. Both Trying to get on top of Wrath and on top of Wombat. Forsick is here, does have the Shockwave, but that's gonna be the unstoppable force. Shockwave is good on 3, but not enough damage for any kill.
Yeah, it was a really good Shockwave there. Unfortunately, it was too little too late. Not really any kill pressure coming off of it, as his teammate did drop just a brief moment before that. But if we do see that in say like a full team fight, that's exactly what they would be looking for there. So they're definitely hoping to see some consistency with those Shockwaves.
People sitting
moving forward.
Kibo was sitting at almost 1,700 gold on his pocket, and now 1,300 gold from Reniscore. Reniscore has already have one completed item. Kibo just barely got his Rage Blade, so that is going to be a lot of damage potential. He scales, I believe Kaisa scales a lot on damage, but the survivability, not too much. Even with the Killer Instincts giving it a massive shield, I don't think it's good enough. Luden's Echo's finally built for Forsick, sitting on 1,000 gold as well. Mike will be going back to base, but Wombat has a huge lead on top of Forsick right now by 1,200 gold. So, and it's a Zoe too, so that's deadly. Oh wow, Dr. High, he's getting pincer moved here. Does not have flash. He's gonna try to run away, but the Moby boots are only effective when he's not in combat. Wrath is here, down at the bot side, might meet up with K9 and Stu. Doesn't want any of this, and Reniscore, he'll be getting pincered here, possible, but not likely. He's already long and gone.
Dr. High survived for quite a while there with that aftershock, but...
Oh, there goes the re-engage here from Cynical Esports. Gets the kill, and Bloodlust, he's here at the bot side. Keepo can't do much. He does not have any summoner spells, and he just used his ult earlier as well, and that's gonna be 2 kills. Picked up for Cynical Esports. Dragon is about to spawn 15 seconds, but these death timers aren't that long either, so we could see a potential 5v5 around here, as that is Cold roaming around the backside. We'll go ahead and start basing within the enemy jungle side.
Yeah, and K9 hovering around this bot side just in case Cynical decides they want to try and push this turret. Just making sure that they aren't going to be able to grab that up. But Cynical does start up this dragon, should be uncontested it looks like. Does grab that one up and puts a little bit of damage here on the spot turret. Dr. High looking to go aggressive.
Yeah, trying. Stu is here. K9 is actually going to stick around. He could have potentially left out of this. He does have Flash. Flashes away from Bloodlust, his unstoppable force. And this is a pincer move. There is a tower still available for EGM here, but Cynical Esports, they have another way out. Seems like the minions have already collided here at the bot side. Cold can't do anything. He had used his teleport recently as well, and it was a bell attempt. Seems like Wrath wants to stay in the back. That's a lot of damage onto Keeper from the Paddle Star. And Cynical Esports, they are not giving up on this bot tower at all. They want to get the first tower, but Code might potentially be able to get the first tower first himself here.
Yeah, this is going to be actually probably a pretty close trade here on turrets.
Oh, good hook up to Stu. That's a 2-man shockwave. Still not enough damage, but Dr. High still might be getting picked off there. Voice Seeker goes out, hits onto no one, but that's going to be Code picking up the first tower for EGM.
Yeah, because of that fight that EGM forced there on that bot side, a lot of damage dropped onto Dr. High, but it bought Cold the amount of time that he needed to get that first turret. And I stand corrected. I did not expect him to get that first turret. But when Bloodlust left, he was able to get that pushed up pretty nicely. The spot turret will drop here on this wave, though, so just kind of in the nick of time there. One wave later, and he wouldn't have been able to get that.
Wombat did land the Sleepy Bubble Trouble, but was not able to land the Paddle Star. No other objectives here on the bot side for Cynical Esports. I believe Dr. High and Reniscore should be rotating up to the top side here in a bit. The Rift Herald is definitely going to be chewed up by the Baron. It's already 20 minutes into the game, and it feels just only 12 minutes have passed, to be honest.
I know it's been a lot of laning phase for this game, a little bit longer than you'd normally see in this current patch, but certainly 20-minute mark already. I think we might see this game get pretty explosive shortly here. I mean, Wombat pretty quietly sitting in this mid lane, honestly built himself a pretty significant lead, almost 40 CS up, 1 kill, 3 assists, no deaths. He's sitting in a very, very good spot, but we haven't seen a ton out of him just yet. And he's gonna start to make a pretty big presence in some of these fights.
Dr. High trying to make EGM's jungle his jungle gym, as I want to say. But I mean, he went in there, put down a couple of wards, and then Stu, he understands that Dr. High loves to just come in and put down a couple of wards, gets to clear them all out. Here's a 4-man brush. I believe that's like it's a banana brush. It used to be banana brush, but not anymore. I call it half brush now. But either way, Forsic lands the sleepy Wombat lands sleepy bubble trouble. Stu blocks the Battle Star. Unstoppable Force is available. Stu uses the ult, but that's a little bit confusing of why he did that.
Cosmic Radiance burned a little bit early there. I completely agree. A little bit confusing. Perhaps thought that with
oh, there goes the flash and the ult from Bloodlust going all in. There goes the ult as well from Cold, and looks like K9 that'll be the first one to go down. Great after shockwave there from Forsic. There's so many members low for Cynical Esports, but there's no one. None of them are going to go down, and look at that overcommitment. There goes the, once again, hook and the play from Dr. High. Wombat trying to get out. That's going to be the tower down as well, and Forsic barely escapes with just a little bit of health there.
All right, and I think that was pretty easily decided on the back of Stu using that Cosmic Radiance. I was about to say, probably expected upon seeing Bloodlust that they were gonna drop that Unstoppable Force and force a tower dive. They saw the Cosmic Radiance burn, backed up, and just waited for it to be done. And then Bloodlust got a really good engage there, and they cleaned up the fight pretty nicely. Really, not a whole lot EGM could do about it after that.
And Bloodlust has almost 2,600 gold, Fridge. He's just sitting with that mount in his pocket. But guess what? Cold is still ahead of him in the game.
That's because Nautilus is OP. Don't tell Riot. They'll nerf him.
They could already be listening in on this call.
If any Riot employees are watching, Nautilus is super underpowered and needs more generous mana costs. Actually, that part's true, though. He does an insane amount of damage, so it's kind of a trade-off, but God, his mana costs suck to deal with.
EGM seems like not all hope is lost, but the scoreboard though, 11-3 on kills, 3 towers to 1, and Cynical Esports. I think they might have punched this ticket here for this third game win. Wombat getting caught out just a little bit. There goes the Thresh Lantern. I think that's what Forsic was pretty much predicting.
Pretty solid damage there from Forsic though. He's not really a slouch in this game despite a pretty significant CS disparity.
Oh, there goes the hook once again from Dr. High. Not able to get the engage though. They are waiting for Bloodlust. He is coming up from the bot side. Dragon is available, and it looks like it's going to be EGM who's going to start it. Wombat still fairly healthy. There goes the Sleepy Bubble Trouble, but this is perfect for the Unstoppable Force, and that's going to be a 2-man knockup. K9 trying to get over the wall, does the collateral damage too. Going to pump the ult, only going to hit onto 2 of his own members, and Dr. High still getting to re-engage. Forsic going to be on a dodge the Sleepy Bubble Trouble, but going to hit onto K9. Battlestar not going to be there. 3 members of Cynical Esports are down, and 3 members are still up for EGM, and they have the smite as well, but it doesn't seem like it is over yet. Forsic still throwing down the ball, trying to zone out Cynical Esports out of this. That's going to be the slate, the Paddle Star, and the portal jump. Where is it? But it's not there available for Wombat. He gets up this dude! Gets it down on this dude, will even out the kills from the battle before, and that is going to be the Dragon potentially given away because Wombat is just clearly too strong there. Going to set up the Sleepy Bow Trouble. That's going to be another shutdown kill for Wombat here on Cynical Esports. That's a strong Zoe right here at the moment.
Yeah, so in that initial fight, Forsyth pulled his best Wombat impression, landed a really, really solid shockwave, and helped pretty much win the initial fight there for EGM. Unfortunately, a little bit of an overstay, trying to go for that dragon, underestimating Wombat's damage. We mentioned he stayed somewhat silent so far. I mean, he's been having a super game, honestly, farming so well. And not a lot on the kill count, though, so maybe just saying how he's not that fed and kind of neglecting to look at CS differentials, which is where a lot of his gold has come from so far. But regardless of whether misprediction or just assuming they didn't have enough health to follow up, another super trouble ball.
Yeah, let's see if Cynical Esports are going to be able to get this Baron. It is below half health, and they are still pushing on Cold on the other side. He's left alone. There's not going to be anyone to help him out from the rest of his team. Stu sitting on the back. His Cosmic Radiance. That's a great four-man shockwave from Forsyth. Bloodlust goes on in, gets one hit. That's going to be the Kindred ult. Stu doesn't die. He's going to be able to walk away. Keepo with a Canyon Rain from the above. Tries to kill onto Wrath, but is not able to. Wombat still fairly healthy and alive. Gets the Sleepy Bubble on top of Keepo. Everyone is trying to run. Forcing almost gets taken out by the Paddle Star, and there goes the Portal Drum. K9 trying to kill off on Wombat. Wombat is just being totally relentless right now, looking for more people to kill.
Yeah, so actually a really, really good, you mentioned the shockwave there, insane from Forsyth. Wombat missing some trouble.
Oh, and Keepo. Nope, he barely survives. Is he gonna die? No, he's not.
Both of them barely surviving that. So close on that trade. Both will walk away with their life, though.
Wants to get the Infinity Stone out of Wombat. That meme still exists on ABL. The Infinity Stone is on Wombat right now. Keepo has to 1v1 him to get it.
Oh man, that's Wombat having a very, very good game so far. Able to, even though the initial fight was lost, put out enough damage to basically force the rest of EGM back. But you mentioned 4-6 Shockwave in that fight was absolutely insane. Pretty much that alone pretty much won them that fight, without mentioning anything else even. They had a really, really good fight because of that.
Cynical Esports, they have to clear up all this vision. Dr. High is doing a great job at doing that. Stu not able to clear out as much vision as Dr. High. This is why he's one of the top support players. I mean, Stu, yeah, he got awarded high ranking in the power rankings for support, but I mean, Dr. High's ward scoring and ward destroying is just way too insane right now.
I remember the good old days when he was DRHI, and everyone just called him Dr. High anyways, so we just said, you know what, screw it. Good times, good times.
Oh, look at that. Wombat has the blue buff. 4 members here, 4 on 4. Bloodlust does have teleport, so does Cold. But Bloodlust has more of an impact in these fights than Cold does at the moment.
So far, yes, but Cold could land a good depth charge here, potentially onto Wombat to lock him down, and the rest of the team could follow up with that CC. Yeah, the rest of the team could follow up with that CC and either burst him or zone him out. Either would work really well for them in this case. Ideally, you could get a pretty nice shockwave combo here from Forsyth to pull them all in, and then the depth charge would essentially knock up the entire enemy team if you get a good shockwave. It does knock up everyone that it touches, so.
Look how dominant Cold is against Bloodlust. He just can't kill him, but he definitely can push up the waves against him. Dr.
No,
High
definitely
looking
not
at
get
Keepo.
kills.
Keepo gets hooked, and that is gonna be a kill onto Keepo. Once again, this is foreshadowing when he got hooked in level 1.
Yeah, the level 1, unfortunate for him, repeating itself here at the 29.5-minute mark, and may even lead to the Baron here for Cynical.
Dr. High on the front, clearing up the ward. Sleepy Bubble Trouble lands on top of K9. The culling totally whipping. He does not know where K9 is. And there goes Unstoppable Onslaught. Great hook over the wall. That's the juggler down. That's the Baron secured for Cynical Esports. And slowly but surely, Cynical Esports will be able to win this game. But EGM are still kicking around the map.
Yeah, and Cold does get that bot lane turret, but not around for that fight, and Bloodlust had a really good unstoppable force in that one. Managed to pick up K9, make sure that they could secure that Baron for themselves.
Great stun from Stu, has to flash out though. And this is Cynical Esports knocking on EGM's door. They want to get rid of this inhibitor tower. Great Void Seeker from Keeple. What items does he have? He has to be going full AP.
Keeple has Nashor's Tooth and Ginsu's, so I mean,
no
QSS. Yeah, no Rabadons. But they do have a decent amount of AP here from Forces Oriana. And even Cold does a decent amount of AP damage, despite essentially being primarily a tank. So maybe just deciding don't necessarily need that right now. Or even perhaps just not having the gold needed to buy it on some of these bags. Opting for something else instead because of it. Regardless though, I think we're gonna need to see a pretty solid shockwave here from Forsic in this next team fight for EGM if they want to win the team fight, especially when Cynical has Baron. Like they can just push this in if they really wanted to, kind of stall it out, let the Baron minions do their work, but honestly they could probably get away with diving if they find the opportune fight.
Yep, seems like EGM has to play this a bit slowly. They gotta try to wear out that Baron buff, and Cynical Esports hasn't been able to get a footing with what advantages that they have. But this is a huge minion wave at the bot lane. Forsic has to be here. So does Keeple, so does everyone else to clear out this wave. None of these minions are gonna die that easily. With the Baron buff on them, that's going to be a hook onto Cold. This is looking to be an engage, but that is just going to be the calling. That's going to be an engage on top of Reniscore. That's going to be a misplay from the Shockwave, and there goes the ult from K9. Just a point-blank collateral damage, and Raz, he's looking to be going down next. This is EGM's favor right now. Dr. High goes down. Wombat is next on the left. Keepo almost gets the kill. Wombat barely gets away. Bloodlust is coming up. Does have unstoppable force, but he's going to get nowhere near on the rest of EGM members.
So Cold is pretty tanky there, takes the paddle star right to the face, doesn't lose a whole lot of health. Also taking the culling, pretty much a good chunk of the culling straight to the face, but while that was happening, Renescore was a little bit less mobile. He managed to land actually a really good dredge line onto him, snared him down, and I believe Renescore did flash away in that fight, but it was not before the depth charge was dropped onto him, and that gave him just enough CC to allow K9 to get off to the side, finish him off, and the rest of the team just cleaned up the rest of the fight behind it.
Oh man, Bloodlust was not in that fight at all, and he is one of the main points of damage. Not because of the damage he does, but because of the amount of CC he gives for his team.
That lockdown is insane.
Yeah, the lockdown is insane. Like locking down Forsic or Keepo, or even K9. Just either one of those three. You know, it's GG basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bloodlust has had a few very, very good unstoppable forces in this game so far. So definitely, like you mentioned, something they were missing out on that fight, and they really could have used there. But great job from EGM to recognize the opening, and they took it without hesitation and won that fight pretty handily, actually.
Yeah, and it seems like there are no other objectives. Cynical Esports, they want to continue the siege onto the bot side, but Stu, he has to get out of this. Let's see if he can. Oh, that's going to be a flash. Stu's going to get caught out here. There's no way in heck he's going to get out of this alive.
He's burned as much time as he possibly could there before dying, but did ultimately drop in the end.
Oh, this is a bad move from EGM. They're not even setting up to defend this at all. Cold goes to the middle.
Cold's trying to push that out as far as he can before they start getting pushed in on, but he does need to be rotating down to this bot side right now.
Yeah, no one's here. No one's ready.
They'll get there.
Yeah, they will get there eventually. There goes the wave clear.
Time, but
another wave.
So they're gonna need a hook lands there from Dr. High.
Yeah, but Cold's stoking up so much damage. Not gonna go down.
He is beefy. He is very beefy.
Keepo has to go back to base. He just got hit hard by Wombat.
Yeah, so EGM can't fight right now. Gotta wait for Keepo's actually going up to the top. I'm a little curious as to why Cynical I mean, the respawn, I guess, from Stu there. Perhaps the reason they decided to back off, but Keepo headed up to the bot or to the top lane, sorry, to clear that wave, and
he's by himself.
I feel like Cynical maybe could have continued that push, but they're gonna try and get the catch up here onto Keepo. It looks like
Keepo has to walk away. He has to walk away. If he doesn't, Bloodlust is just gonna jump on him. He doesn't care. He doesn't. He knows his team is gonna follow up.
No, he does not care at all. We've seen a couple of times him just use that unstoppable force to. Oh my damage!
Oh my. Wombat.
You know, I know the damage that a Zoe is capable of, and yet it surprises me every time.
You're on the front, Sleepy Bubble Trouble. Here comes the portal jump. No, it's not gonna come in. Just try to clear the way. BGM still fighting back here. Like I mentioned before, they're still kicking.
Good damage there from Wombat again. Dropping Forsic extremely low immediately after dropping Keepo that low. And it's not going to be a good fight for EGM if they've constantly got one person that has to go back to base. But Baron is up, and it looks like Cynical's going to want to go for this right now.
They should start it up right now because Forsic is going back to base, but now he has a head start as Cynical Esports has not started up this Baron, but they are definitely taking it down fairly quickly here. Baron is already going to go down here, and there's no contestment from EGM. So much pressure is going to be continually added on in the game, but at this point, gold does not matter. Everyone's gonna have damage. Everyone's gonna have everything. Elder Drake is available. Cynical Esports have eyes on the Elder. That's gonna be Bloodlust. Getting teleport down at the bot side. He is gonna go ahead and base check the Elder, and if not, he's gonna start the fight immediately. There he is with the home guards on the back. Dr. High sees the blast come. Great play. Great hook, but the blast goes still gets used up. He still gets through. Cold over the wall. Bloodlust not able to do anything, and this is gonna be EGM walking away with the Elder buff. Now, this is a game of Elder versus Baron.
And EGM desperately needed that Elder because you see 4 dragons on the side of Cynical. That would have been entirely the end, probably, had they given that over to Cynical. So really, really good recognition there that they really can't afford to give that over, or else it probably means a loss. They do get a little bit less of an advantage than Cynical would have gotten, but nonetheless, much needed to grab that up either way.
A9 fairly tanky as well. Cynical Esports are going to be able to push up this tier 2 tower. Now, Voidseeker goes out. It's onto Bloodlust, but that is not the target you want to get on. You want to get on the carries. You want to kill Wombat, Wrath, or Renisacor. But they both have Guardian Angels. That's going to be tough. There goes the hook. It lands onto Stu. Stu is going to get the flash away. Wrath is away from the rest of the team. He's going to get shredded down. Dr. High once again. Bloodlust on the back. Finishes off Stu. That's going to be Bloodlust by himself. Cold by himself as well. EGM picks up only 1 or 2 there. Another great hook. That's going to be Renisacor. Going in, and that is Forsic getting killed by Wombat there. The paddle starts are just too much in this late game. And now 4 members strong here on the top side for Cynical Esports. Big wave pushing up by themselves. Keepo's going to get engaged on by Renisacor. Renisacor not going to be able to close out on the kill there. Keepo is a slippery target. Minions are colliding at the bot side. This might be a rotation from Cynical Esports. They want to go for a great flash, but the hook does not land. There goes K9 trying to clear up the waves, but they have Baron minion buff.
Will
and this
be
is
the
gonna
game
be
here.
it. Looks like Cynical Esports are gonna take this win in a 2-1 game against EGM.
Yeah, and Wombat sat pretty quiet in the early game, just kind of farming really, really well. That certainly paid off for him once we hit that mid to late game. 7-0 and 11 game for him. He became basically impossible to deal with. Cold, really the only one that could tank up those paddle stars relatively consistently. But even still, once you land one through past Cold and onto a carry, it was either back to base or dead for them.
Yeah, and that game ended because of Wrath in the jungle. I mean, you could totally tell the difference of when Hunter played in the jungle. It just led into an unnecessary game 3. But regardless, though, Cynical Esports still get the game at the end there. I do.
I'm not gonna criticize Hunter too much. He actually had a lot of really good pressure in that early game. Wrath just plays this Kindred so well in this game as well. I think you're looking at kind of different play styles here, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, definitely different play styles. Either way, I want an interview. I want to interview Wombat, and I want to interview. Oh, let's bring Dr. High. Why not? Wombat and Dr. High. Oh, I'm not even looking at Discord.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
Okay, Dr. High's here. I want Wombat. Wombat.
What, Dr. High's not good enough for you? Is that what you're telling him? I got you, Dr. High.
Always had my back since season 2.
I got you, baby. I got you, baby.
So, is it true? Is this your last day with Cynical Esports?
Yeah, I talked to Nick about a week ago saying I'm not really enjoying my time on Cynical, so I requested to talk to other teams, and I said that I'd play against Enigma, and then I'd go out and join whatever team.
Oh, okay.
Currently, I'm playing with Eurotas's new team, Insidious.
Oh, that's what IE means.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, we're not going to be able to get into ABL until next season, I believe. So he's been really cool about it so far. Like he's basically just taking the stance of, since we can't play in the ABL right now, you can talk with pretty much any team you want, at least for the most part.
That's good. That's good. And your performance today was incredible. I mean, maybe not the second game, but regardless, though, I mean, and by third game, sorry. But by third game, I mean, like, you know, you didn't really do that much in an early game, but you still had the wards down and killing off a bunch of vision. And then once the map has opened up a lot more, that's when the hook started to come in, and it was just so hard for EGM to deal with.
I mean, for game 3, it's kind of like you've always got to look at like the overall game plan in terms of there's Wombat. Like, we were aggressive in the early game, but there wasn't ever going to be really an opportunity for us to get a kill against Kaisa and Tarek. So mainly we were just trying to focus them and keep them away from the CS, which I think we did fairly well. It probably could have been a lot better, but you know, going into mid-late game, it was pretty much just, all right, find champion, kill champion, because we're just out-rotating them.
Wombat, are you here? Can you listen?
I am here.
Yeah, and I can hear you too. Woo! So what's up, man? How was your game?
It was all right.
How was your guys' second game? That's what I want to hear. Your guys' second game. What do you guys think about that?
I think the
Draft
second
sucked.
game, yeah, I think a good amount of us were just kind of tilted off the draft, and we didn't really play towards the win condition that we had. Even though I don't think we had one in that game.
Yeah, like if we pretty much drafted losing scenario. Like if Darius even gets ahead in the top lane, like no matter how many kills he gets, he's just gonna get kited back by Trundle, Braum, and the sleepy bubble from Zoe. Like Lucian's constantly gonna dash away, so he's gonna be useless. If Hunty ever went in or tried to counter jungle, they could always just collapse, or even in team fights, he'd just get killed like almost immediately. Mid lane, so that leaves us pretty much in a constant 3v5 of if I can get like a 5-man knockup with Vlad ult and Orianna shockwave, then we have a chance at winning. But until then, there's not really anything we can do.
And realistically, you're not going to get that combo off.
Yeah. Especially considering all the stuff that they have to just keep us off.
So after game number 2, you guys pretty much just brushed off all the negative things that happened and just, continue on forward, headstrong. But it seems like EGM played a lot differently compared to the first game that they played against you guys. I mean, game 3 should have been like a rehash moment since it was like basically same sides. But it seems like they got a little bit of the footing. They also let the Thresh open, and they knew that they lost game number 1 because of the Thresh, but they still, I believe they had the confidence there, but it just was not, the gameplay wasn't there. You get me? Like, to go against it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, this kind of situation sort of happens almost constantly. Like, if you look back at, like, Season 3, like, against Kawhi and Knights, like, they were always like, all right, we'll just leave open the Thresh, we can play around it, and then they got knocked out of playoffs. You look at TSM, oh, hey, we'll leave the Thresh open against Aqua, well, we'll go down. I'm not saying I'm as good as him at it, I'm just saying, like, if something's giving you an issue that fucking big, ban it!
Hey, Christian stream.
I never
all know
once said
that
it was a
Yeso-
Christian stream.
Yeso,
I will carry on Yeso's legacy.
Like, Yeso straight up would, like, curse someone out on stream. Don't pull that shit with me.
Wait, what? That threw me off. But I don't want to even think about that. That threw me off. I forgot what I was gonna ask. Gosh, damn it! All right,
We did it, guys.
take
We
it away,
confused them.
Fridge.
What am I doing, like a solo here, or what's going on?
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Well, I can't sing, so I don't know what you expect out of me, but so yeah,
Good question.
I'm good at questions, bro.
All right, so your time with Cynical Esports, Dr. High. I guess it wasn't all that great, but all roads are not flat. There's always bumps here and there, but you're still a great player out there. I would recommend Dr. High. He's been in this for season 1, right? Am I right? Season 1.
Yeah, I came in at like week, I think 7 of season 1. Didn't even know the tournament existed, and then, if I'm not mistaken, it was what's his name? It was GGF's old jungler from like season 1. Messaged me to duo one day, and then I played like Camille support, and we won. And he's like, "Hey, dude, you want to play for us in this tournament?" I was like, "I'm a top lane main, but fuck it, sure."
Nice, and you still play
And then
off really good.
And then ever since then, everybody's like, "Hey, dude, I saw you play support in that one game. You want to play support for us?" And I was like, "Fucking hell, I want to go back."
But I'm a top later. Dude, I know that feeling.
And what about
Sad
you?
day.
What about you, Wombat? You're staying in the team
For now,
Right?
yeah.
for now, yes. So,
Yeah.
what do you feel though that Dr. High, this was his last day to stay in the team? What do you like? What do you feel about that? Losing a really strong support, I believe. But if there is another strong support that we never heard of, that would be amazing to bring in, because what that will just add on top of every other strong players that the ABL has right now. So
I mean, yeah, it's all. Yeah, he's a good player. Yeah, he's a great character in our team. It's always hard to lose any player on a roster, really, especially one that's kind of been there since, I believe, the beginning of the Cynical this season. And I think the only one who's actually left for that. So it's definitely hard losing him, but I'm not too concerned.
So, do you guys already have a plan on who might take up his spot for now, or?
We have a couple people in mind. I don't want to name names or anything, but
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. So once again, Dr. High is out there for the free agency, but going back into the game, I want to talk about these roams. I like that Wombat roamed around, but I mostly liked how Dr. High roamed around as well. And, what was the difficulty level, though? Like, you guys got your roams, you guys did great picks, but sometimes those picks led into a death trap. What was the difficulty that you guys would rate between Cynical Esports and the team that you guys are on versus EGM Day?
I can't speak for after the series because obviously I'm not going to. But in that series, it sort of felt like if they needed to completely and utterly outdraft us, but like individually, each player is phenomenal. Like, but it feels like they really have a problem with leadership, and this is what we need to be doing. Because the moment it's not like a funnel strat for Kipo or anything like that, it feels like they sort of don't know what to do. I will say though, like if they can like pull together in macro, they're probably going to be one of the top teams. But until that happens, I'd say they're in a playoffs position, but I wouldn't give them the number one spot anymore.
I agree. I think they're in a really good spot right now. They're just kind of in a rough patch with their coordination.
All right, so this is going to be the last question, which I don't know why I'm barely bringing it up. I always bring it up to the other team. Oh my god, I even pressed the wrong button. Okay, so there's only, 2 more weeks? 5, 7. No, there's 4 more weeks. I don't know why it only shows 2, but on the schedule. So you guys next week are gonna go against Team Cerberus. Now, Team Cerberus, you guys already fought off a potential rank 1 team they brought down to rank 3 because FSG got a free win yesterday because Vital Point Storm ain't here anymore. But you guys are going to go against the number 1 top dog teams next week on Monday. By the way, Guardian Esports, you guys get a free win as well. But what do you guys feel right now? I mean, have you guys even fought Team Cerberus before?
In scrims, we have.
Scrims.
They have now, I guess. God, this is weird.
And you guys haven't fought an official match. It's gonna be their first official match against Team Cerberus. Dr. Hyde, this is not really a question for you, but it's more a question for Wombat. Wombat, since does it be more related to you since you're staying in the team? What do you guys think about Team Cerberus for next week?
They're definitely a really good team. I think how this matchup will go will depend on like just how informed they are. Because I've seen them absolutely smash teams, like no contest, demolish squads. And then I've seen them struggle a lot. So it'll depend on how they play, and it'll also depend on how we play and how quickly we can mesh with the players we need to bring in. So it's kind of hard to say right now.
And they have Mike Rao now, which is insane. Mike Rao is an insane player right now. Number 1 support player, I believe. He had that S++, if you want to add another one. But he's also one of the reasons, just like what Dr. High's performance was today, to completely shut out Team Enigma. Because if your bot laners are not better than Enigma's bot lane, then Keeple's going to be able to scale. He's going to be able to develop those items. He's going to be able to just do the plays as well. But because Keeple couldn't get those items or farm safely, that's pretty much what was the downfall against Team Enigma. And every other team knows about this. We all know about this. Keeple's like one of the main carry for EGM. But Team Cerberus, they also have a really, really great bot lane, and then their mid laner is Fluffy Buns, who was ranked higher than you, I think, right, Wombat?
We had the same rank.
Oh, you guys had the same rank? Okay, so same ranking mid laners facing off next week. Cynical Esports, you guys are in fourth?
We take third right now. I believe we're tied for it. I don't know for sure.
Bring us up to 3-2 and then 7 and 5 overall.
I know if we 2-0'd that we take sole possession of third. I don't know about 2-1.
No, you guys are tied third with Schism Esports.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No, you guys are tied fourth with Schism Esports. Wait, what?
Well,
I'm so
it's
confused.
Third, fourth. It's third, fourth.
7-4, 7-5, 7-5. No, Team Enigma, even though they lost today, they still stay in the same spot. They're still third. You guys are going to be tying up with Schism Esports on fourth because your series will be 3 wins, 2 losses, and then your games will be 7 wins, 5 losses. And Schism is the same, 7 and 5. Team Enigma is only going to move to 7 and 4. That's why they're going to be sticking to rank 3 for now until they fight someone else. Once again, I close it off. They're going against Conqueror Gaming. So we'll see. So if Conqueror Gaming beats Enigma and then you guys beat Cerberus and Schism loses to a strong team, I believe, against, then you guys will be able to take up the third place seat and making your way towards the second. Yeah, Schism's going against Full Send.
I'm actually kind of excited to see that matchup.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Especially with Slavebot making a way back. Like, that dude is...
He's so good.
Dude is probably, like, on his own, I wouldn't say he's the #1 jungler, but, like, with Ozzy and the rest of the team, the dude is legit insane.
Like, he was a major factor in their undefeated season, last season.
Oh, was he?
With him back, yeah, like, everyone points to Ozzy as, like, this is the guy that carries Full Send, but last season... we were legitimately like more afraid of Slavebot coming into the semifinals,
Definitely.
and it pretty much showed.
He's the jungle, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Slavebot coming in. I did not know this. I wasn't here in season 3, but yeah, that's the score. I did want to ask you that as well. See what games you guys are most excited to see next week. You guys already said Schism Esports and Full Send, but that's on Tuesday. We'll see if we can get something done with that, or hopefully nothing happens and we're able to stream all games like how we normally do. But that is it for today, guys, and tonight. I know Fridge has to go to sleep, and actually, Fridge, you could go if you need to want right now. I understand you have to go soon.
I may take you up on that. I get to wake up for work in like 3.5 hours, so
yeah, get some sleep, Fridge. Don't worry about these interviews, bro. All right,
dude.
And
have a good one, guys.
That has been Fridge, by the way. Boosted Kitchen Appliance in the ABL Discord. He helped me out co-cast tonight.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Oh yeah, no problem, Fridge.
Yeah, dude.
Great fun, great cast.
See you later.
Dr. High Wombat, do you guys have any last words before we close out the stream tonight?
This is my last day with Cynical, I guess. I really do hope you guys win. Don't get me wrong. I like pretty much everybody on the roster. I didn't really like the amount of roster changes that were happening in the roster, and a lot of other stuff was going on as well. So, it felt kind of weird having to relearn the entire role with a new AD carry almost bi-weekly at this point. So, whoever you guys pick up, I hope that you guys can take the finals this time around.
Yeah, same with you on IE, I think, right?
Yeah, but I don't think we're gonna get the finals this time for some reason.
You might. You never know.
Yeah, we'll just
upsets happen.
We'll have to buy out a spot.
I knew there was an open one.
It got denied, actually. Like we asked. Yeah, we put in to get into the spot, and it was rejected because it would be like really I think the thing was like it would be unfair to the other teams because it was like some teams would just get a free win, and then people would have to go against IE to then get the free win.
Feel that.
Anyway, you have anything else to say, Wombat? Shites it!
Oh my god.
I raised my hand and hit my fucking ceiling fan. Shit.
How
Wombat.
tall are you?
No, come on, Wombat. Any last words? Come on.
I got nothing.
We're not even holding a podcast. But, all right. Thank you, Dr. High and Wombat from Cynical Esports, and I wish you good luck in the future. By the way, Dr. High, I hope you find a new home. Still got a place in my heart, but I don't have a team for you. But Wombat, keep doing a great job. That was an excellent performance. Those extended fights, by the way, with Zoe were just insane. And thank you all who have been watching. And for those of you that stuck around, thank you so much for sticking around throughout the entire stream. And
right, one last thing.
Oh, yeah, go for it. No, we're doing this. Stop streaming. Y'all have a great evening, great night, good night.